So it's been a day. I'm tired. So welcome to the live stream. As some of you know, we're going to start this out with a rant about what's going on with Facebook before we get started into the bubbles of this. And before we get started, I do want to throw out there too, if you are looking for just straight tutorials with none of my ranting or rambling about dogs or frogs or whatever it is I'm rambling about that day, Patreon is going to be a better fit for you. Patreon.com/Lachri. For as little as $4 a month, you get access to all of my longer tutorials. I have a new one every single week. There are over 200 for you to access immediately when you sign up. You got a lot of art lessons over there. And like I said, a new one every week in multiple mediums. And that's going to be just your straight me talking you through what I'm doing in whatever that project is. These, however, are artist hangouts where I get to hang out with you. We chat about anything and everything, almost, nothing that gets me banned. I'm really having a hard time not flipping off Facebook right now, because that is what my, subconsciously, with what's going on, just makes my middle finger want to stick up at Facebook. So anyway, yes, I am always tired, Jason. I'm extra tired right now because of dealing with the Facebook stuff last night, and then I keep waking up multiple times a night to check on my new frogs, and my bedroom is kept too hot because of their heat lamps, so I'm not sleeping well. Frogs take priority over my sleep, but now you guys have to listen to me whine about being more tired than usual. So let's go ahead and talk about what is going on before we get into this with Facebook. So last night, we'll lead you up to the whole story. I'm painting, everything's happy, and I'm thinking, hey, I haven't talked to my friend Chris in a while. I'm gonna text her and say hi. I pick up my phone, I see I have a text from my husband telling me the specific tarantula that he's interested in. And I was like, you know what, I should join some Facebook tarantula groups. So I don't know where people typically are buying their tarantulas from. So anyway, he's black, he's fluffy, it's adorable. So anyway, it's my husband's thing. So I decide to do that. I hit my Facebook thing and I get a pop-up where it wants me to verify my identity. And it has a circle like this and it says to put it in front of your face and slide. I'm like, okay, this is something weird. And I'm thinking, did I download a weird app? Because that can happen where they'll do it as a way to get your information and stuff. So I'm like, no, I don't download really much to my phone. So I don't think that that's it. So it wants you, and I look it up and no, it's a real thing that Facebook has started doing where you verify your identity, and after they verified it, they supposedly take this information off. And at first I'm like, I don't want to do that. That's like facial recognition. But then I'm like, all of my videos would be the same thing. Like that same information is out there for me. So I guess that's not like, I'm no higher risk with doing this with them as I would be than just seeing any of my videos. So whatever, fine, I'll do it, but it wouldn't work. And it's really creepy. It finally worked after it was just drama. It took me away from painting, which I needed to get to be working on. And it's like, look to the thing, and then it tells you slowly turn your head to the left, and then slowly turn it up, and it lets you know when it got that information. Slowly turn the right. I'm like, this is like a freaking, I felt like it was a mugshot thing. Like, what? This must be, I mean, I've never been arrested, but I'm guessing it feels kind of similar, minus bigger trouble, because, this is just Facebook, whatever. So, anyway, I go through that process, and it tells me on the thing something about, actually, here, I'll pull it up. I posted it on Instagram, although Instagram's down now too. You guys can't see that. I also posted it here on YouTube, and I'm going to tell you where I'm going to go with Facebook moving forward once I get my account back. It tells me, let's pull this up. I get the email initially saying, I have 30 days to request a review. Your Facebook account has been disabled. So they completely deactivated it. Like if you look me up, it's not there. If we've had private messages, gone. It all says this is not available. This is because your account or activity on it doesn't follow our community standards. If you think we disabled your account by mistake, you think. We can take you through a few steps to request a review. You'll need to complete these steps within 30 days to avoid your account being permanently disabled. Mind you, this is an account I've had since 2007, 2008, I don't know, a long time. This is not like a new account. This is not anything different as usual. Then I go through the account verification for your face, whatever crap. We received your information. If we still find that your account didn't follow our community standards, why do they need to verify I'm a real person if if that wasn't going to solve the problem? It will remain disabled. We're always looking out for the security of people on Facebook. So until then, you can't use your account. So I know what a lot of people are thinking and assuming this had something to do with politics because Facebook is notorious for that. No, my politics are not online. No one but a handful of people that I discuss politics with have any idea what my political views are. Never post online. I don't comment on anybody else's posts. Actually, most people, even if I agree with them and they're posting political crap online, I unfollow them because I don't go to Facebook for political information that I think might be accurate. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. That's not where I'm getting my information. So, it has nothing to do with that. There's nothing involved there. I don't follow political figures on Facebook. Nothing. So it's not that. Some people thought it was a religious thing. I don't really post anything that way either. I post plants. I post my animals. In my videos. So what I think happened this morning, I logged in and I'm like, well, maybe I'll reset my password. I reset it the night before. Did something go wrong there? I don't know. Can I reset it? Will that change anything? And I go through to reset it, and now I've got a new option. This option says that my account has been flagged for spamming, and to go through these last 10 posts and mark out which ones weren't for me. Okay, well, that would make sense, because that's kind of what I've been saying. Maybe I had been hacked. I don't know. That's why I changed my password again, even though I just changed it the day before. So I go into, Fem, you're right. This has to do with Facebook bots. It has nothing to do with me at all, but it's affecting my business, and we're going to go into that and why that matters. So I go through all of that, and it's every one of those posts are mine. And I'm like, that it makes no sense. But 2 of those posts are my live streams. Now, when you go through my live streams, it's the same information you see here on YouTube. Here are the supplies I use. Here are links to our moderators. Here are where you can follow me on social media, that sort of thing. So I think that that's why it got flagged as spam. I suspect anyway, because that same post also went to my business page. It also went to our art group. So 3 places on Facebook got the same information. So maybe, which is weird though, because that's been there for 2 days, but people are telling me they're getting flagged for stuff from 5 years ago. So there you go. I suspect that's what did it. So it tells you to delete the ones that weren't from you, but it doesn't give you an option not to delete it or to say these are all me. Not an option there. And even that, I had to jump through a bunch of hoops just to find that section. But the only reason it came up is because I tried to change my password, and when I logged in again, it came up, oh, we flagged you for this. So I deleted it, and it goes, I'm like, okay, well, randomly delete one of the live streams. I don't freaking know. So I delete one, which probably is going to make it worse somehow. And it says, thank you for letting us know. We'll get back to you. Nothing's changed. So here's the thing. I tell you guys this all the time. Do not depend on, Facebook is not your website. It is not. A lot of people, I tell you guys, make your own website for your art. You have to have a place for people to be able to find you. So Facebook's down. If people suddenly were like, where did Lisa go? You know, you can go to Lachri.com. There I am. And I can let you know what's going on there. Or, well, in this case, Facebook. No, not Facebook. That's the point. YouTube. I still have my Instagram account. Weird. They're all freaking linked because Facebook owns Instagram, and your Instagram and your Facebook are linked. But that apparent. Deep breath, Lisa. So anyway, that's what's been going on with that. But this is the thing. This is a huge wake-up call. Facebook, and this is their bots, Fem's right. This is not a personal attack against me. Facebook does, it's not good for business. And this is why. You can have your account deleted for no reason. I just lost it. So where I normally would be live streaming right now on Facebook, getting views there, no, can't do it. Can't access it. I can't even let people know on Facebook what's going on. That's a problem. You're affecting my business. Now, Facebook started negatively affecting my business years ago, and I've been pushing people, telling them, go to MeWe, go to back when Google+. We need to be using other platforms because Facebook is killing our businesses. They told us to make art businesses. Art pages, or just business pages. Build a following, do this, pay us a thing to advertise to get you followers, and do all this to get followers. And then over the years, if they introduced where you could advertise or pay to have your followers see your content. Wait, what? And Facebook's reasoning is that, well, we know what the reasoning is money, but they don't tell you that. They said that the reasoning is that they don't want people spammed or flooded with information they might not want to see. Wait, but if you could just unfollow me if you don't want to see. That doesn't make sense. So they went to where I'd have maybe a 30% reach, down to 20, down to 7. Now it's at 2 or 3%. So if I post something, I've got over 30,000 followers on my Facebook page. I post something, maybe 500 will see it, unless I pay Facebook. Now here's the thing. I'm their creator and I'm their consumer. I'm both. And so my content is how they're able to put ads. Like if you're watching one of my videos over there, they're making money through the ads they put on that content. I'm okay with that. I know they need to make a living. It's their business. I'm totally fine with that. My issue is when you double dip and you want me to pay you to advertise to the people who you're also advertising to get the money. They're double dipping, and I have a very big problem with their business model, which is why I refuse to pay for Facebook ads. And there are more, there are more problems with Facebook ads beyond that. But right now, because Facebook's algorithms, they have no way to contact them. They are so heavy-handed with banning people for nothing. Our own art group, we had Facebook went into our art group that you guys know, we moderate that pretty well. Like, we have to approve a post before it goes in. They went into our art group and started deleting posts that you guys had made. One was a drawing of cookies. It was against their terms of service. There was no way for us to counter that and go, wait, what? No, that didn't ban that wasn't a violation of anything. They are just deleting crap without giving us recourse to say, no, that's wrong, that didn't violate, just like what they're doing. Now, they did give me a way to say, hey, will you review this? But I'm out for how long? Do I not have access to my personal, like, that's how I contact or talk to, personal friends are often, which this is going to have to move. This is how, there's just so much they royally effed over for me in doing this. And even if it is only a few days, this is a problem. They're hurting our business. They're hurting, in this case, my personal, I have a big personal life, but I have people I talk to that I have no other way to talk to them now. Because all my contact, and that's my own fault. I've depended too much on Facebook, but some people that I talk to would be weird, like, hey, how else can I get a hold of you? Like, I'm not flirting with you, I promise, but wink, wink. How else can I talk to you? Like, it would be weird. So we've gotten to the point where we are depending too much on individual platforms. So with you, we all need to use social media. That's a part of our business, but we cannot put all of our eggs in one basket. I mean, this could technically happen with YouTube. This could technically happen with Patreon, which is why I also have Subscribestar in case that happens. We can all move over there. Make sure you've got a backup plan. Make sure you have your own website, because that is the only thing you're going to control. Now, of course, that can be hacked. I mean, everything has its downfalls. But we don't want to put all of our eggs in another company's basket, because it will screw ourselves over. It messes up our business, and Facebook is not good for business anymore anyway. And so for me, this is what I pretty much have decided. I'm like, that was the final straw for me. I will not be your content creator for you to make money off of, and then try to make money off me, then screw me over when your algorithms. So what I will be moving forward when I get my account back, I will be going through my business page and deleting most videos I've ever uploaded, most live streams, gone. I'm removing it all. As I get time, I'll start removing that. But I will not be posting anything except, hey, new video over on YouTube. Hey, new blog post on my website. The actual content will not be on Facebook anymore. I'll give you guys links. But if you want actual content, and I've got giveaways going. I've been talking to Fredericks. They're going to be giving away some canvases to you guys. I'm going to be giving away some finished paintings that we do on these live streams. That's all going to be MeWe. I am not trusting Facebook with any of this. If let's say I advertised this big giveaway that we were going to do it today, and I advertised it on Facebook, well, too bad, we're not doing that today. This is a problem, and Facebook is so heavy-handed with banning people before talking to them, before anything. So, like I said, I think the reason that this happened was another thing too, from what I'm reading, Facebook, if you post something on your personal page, Facebook doesn't like that. They want me posting stuff on my business page so they can better filter it. Not that they don't filter our personal page too, but Facebook wants anything business related, I guess, on your business page. Now, me posting my art videos on my personal page, that doesn't violate anything, but they don't like that I have as many followers on my personal page as I do. They don't like that I'm almost getting free advertisement, and they're not getting a cut of that. They don't like that. And so one of the things that Facebook is known to do, if your personal page gets too much, like you have a video go viral, now I've not had anything go viral, but my stuff typically will get like more likes, more shares, whatever on my personal page than the average person's personal page, because I have more people following me there than most would that, aren't on YouTube or whatever. So if that happens, that can be the thing that flags your account as potentially being spam, because they don't want your personal accounts doing well either. This is insane. And so this is go to MeWe. I've been telling people this for years. Go to MeWe. It is a better platform. And this is, I think, that final straw for me. My giveaways will be on MeWe now. We do a video critique. I'm pulling those from MeWe. No, I'm not getting rid of our art group there. If you love our art group, you love Facebook, go for it. It's there. It's going to stay there. We'll keep, our moderators are still active there. Everybody's still active. But I am not posting my original content. I am not posting my videos. I will never do another live stream on Facebook. Why? They don't share it with people anyway. I would rather people watch over on YouTube where I get to, that helps me pay my bills. You watching on Facebook doesn't do me any good. I just do that for you guys in case it's convenient for people. Not anymore. I will not support. I will not be their content creator that they can then also screw over when it's convenient for them and their algorithms. So, like I said, it's not a personal thing. It's your company sucks. Your company has horrible policies and a horrible algorithm that is allowing this to happen so that us who are... Yeah, so you get the point. I've rambled on this. Yeah, my art page is still up. I can't access it. I can't post to it. I can't moderate it. I do have one person who has access to it, who will occasionally post for me. She could. I'm not going to bother because I don't care about Facebook platform anymore. I will be likely pulling my Facebook links off my website. I pulled them off this video. I won't be advertising follow me on Facebook anymore because I'm not going to be posting much there anymore. I mean, go ahead and follow. The only thing I'm going to be posting is, hey, new video went up on YouTube. Follow me here, check in here. You guys know I have videos that go up on Tuesdays. I've got live streams Wednesdays. I've got another video on Thursday, another live stream on Friday. You know what days I've got content. Come check here. You can sign up for my email newsletter. That should be linked in the video description. If not, go to lachri.com. You can sign up for that there. It's free. It will let you know what new content I had. Plus, I give art tips and motivational, stuff to motivate you as an artist. So that is all there. And MeWe. I'm going to be going more heavy at MeWe. If you want more art tips from me, if you want this bonus content, one of the things that I think I'm going to start doing is daily updates. I think I'm just going to take my phone, record a quick video, like this is the project I'm working on right now, or this is what's going on in my yard right now. I was outside working, I didn't get to the art, or I'm working on Patreon posts. I just got a new batch of those. Working on Patreon postcards. I'm going to update you guys a little bit more often on MeWe that I don't typically do on Facebook. You know why I don't do it on Facebook? Because I know no one's going to see it. If I update it or upload to MeWe and you're following me there, you're going to see that content. You probably won't. So it's gotten to the point with Facebook. This is the funny thing. Me not using Facebook is not going to hurt my business. Or barely using Facebook, I should say. It's not really going to hurt me because Facebook's not been helping me for years. And I've always said, I'll still keep posting to Facebook because even if it only has a small reach, it's still for, I'm still getting some free advertising. It is not worth the time. I would be better off putting that time into something that is going to do me more good as a business owner. Facebook's not it. I don't care. And I know a lot of people don't want to do MeWe. They do the whole thing of, the politics, this and that. MeWe isn't about politics. MeWe, yeah, a lot of people got mad about certain political stuff going on and censorship on Facebook, and so they went to MeWe. But MeWe's never been a political, they're not we're this wing or that wing or what. That is not what MeWe is. Just an open, they don't have the censorship all across the board. Like Facebook, you can't sell fish. You have a new coral you want to sell? No, you can't do that on Facebook because PETA got involved. So that is allowed on MeWe, being able to sell things. You're going to have more of that. MeWe does not have advertisements. That's another thing. MeWe makes their money selling you, do you want to buy a BI compact? Guilty. I bought it. It was like $2 or $1, something like that. I pay, I want to say it's $3 or $4 a month I pay for my business page, but you don't have to have one of those. You could just use your personal account if you wanted to share your work. You've got a lot of benefits. MeWe is like what Facebook was when Facebook started, where you actually got to see the content you followed. And maybe MeWe will change, but for right now, I think that is our best alternative. And that is where you're going to see more of my, of course, in YouTube. I love you. I'm still a big fan of YouTube, but you're going to see more of the individual stuff, this is what I'm working on right now. I'm on that MeWe. Facebook, you did me a favor because I should have stopped using your crap content, your crap platform a while ago. I knew you were a problem. I knew you were hurting my business. And yet I still was your consumer. I was still letting you advertise to me. I was still doing that. Not anymore. Nope. You'll see me a lot more updates over on MeWe. So again, if you want to follow over there. And the problem is, the thing that's going to slow MeWe down, and it's what happened with Google+. The thing that's going to hurt a lot of any platform taking over is the bigger platforms, Facebook, Twitter, all of that, they will do whatever possible to shut down these other platforms. One of them is spreading misinformation, saying, that's where all the far insert whatever political faction you want. The extremists all went to that platform. Weird, because most of the extremists who have committed horrible acts were on Facebook. So it had nothing to do with Facebook. They were just horrible people who did horrible acts. So, but that's what they do. It is a manipulative tactic that they use to keep people from using other platforms that are actually better and would do our businesses better. I used to do well with Facebook. My business did well on Facebook for a while. It hasn't for years. there's been no benefit to me posting. Facebook, my follower count grows, my views do not on, on Facebook. So that is kind of, there you go. 20-minute mark for the round. Okay, I think we're good. We're going to go ahead and go into the artwork. But yeah, I'll go through some questions. I think right now MeWe is our best alternative. We just have to get more people over there. And we have to, as users, post. I don't post there enough. I will now. But I don't post there that often. Like my plant memes, the fun things I get like that, I don't post it often enough on MeWe. I mean, I share it on Facebook because you just reshare it. You saw it there. I'm going to be spending a lot more time over on MeWe. So if you want to be on my personal friends list, that link is in the description. I've got my business page in the description, and I've got our art group in the description. Our art group is pretty, one of the more active groups on MeWe, I think. So that is what's going on there. And I'm sure I'm going to get my Facebook account back. I would be surprised if I didn't, because I didn't actually violate anything. That's the crazy thing. And I know, I stay out of politics. I stay out of religious debates. I stay out of any debate. I don't debate people. I don't get involved in that. So this is, I'm pretty sure, an issue of they don't like that my personal account was getting as many views or as many interactions as it does. Like I had a plant meme that went up I shared recently, and that had a lot of interactions. And I think that may have been, people are still commenting on it. Facebook doesn't want that. They don't want your personal account doing well. They're not making enough money off that, which is weird because they put ads on that too. So I don't know. They want things that I do well over on my business page where no one will see it unless I pay them, is what Facebook wants. And that's what's going on there. So again, I know people have left Facebook over political issues and censorship things, and the censorship is an issue. I have an issue with that. Whether I agree with someone or not, the censorship that's an issue. You ban it on both sides or you ban it on no sides. You don't like choosing it weirds me out whether I agree. Like even if I'm like, I don't like that person's views, they have the right to say it. They have the right, like, you can't ban one, it's creepy to me. It's a very creepy, like, there have been books written about this, haven't there, that people don't read anymore. But anyway, there we go. That is that. I'm going to get caught up on some of these questions. Thank you so much, Shortney, for the, I love your rants. Thank you for the super chats. Oh, you're so sweet. I got goosebumps. I don't know. A lot of super chats give me goosebumps. At least this one I'm not full on, like, all crying. I think I'm too worked up over my rant. So let me go through, see if I get caught up on some of their, hi Sneaks. Them said it's actually closer to 1 or 2% of your followers now get to see your post organically. Yeah, so what's the point? I built up 30,000 people following me for what? It's just another way and I get it. They're a business. They should be able to make money. Absolutely. I'm fine with that. But I don't like their business model and the way that they're running things. And the lack of transparency, like for me, they didn't even tell me why I was there. Oh, you violated. What did I violate? What are you talking about? So that's an issue. Alana said, you're so right. I have Facebook and Instagram. I need to create a website. I was waiting on your live stream to how to do it as well. Yes, I'm going to be able to do one for Nick. It's going to be easier because Nick has a lot of content, but that we're going to do that. We've got to talk through how to do that. It's not going to be through, was it Wix I was talking to? The more I talk to the guy, each interaction got worse. So no, it will not be through them. I'll probably do like a free Weebly type one. We'll see. But even if it's a free website, you need somewhere where people can find you. You do need to buy your own domain name. So that's a thing. Do not use GoDaddy. They screw people over. See, these are things that we need to do a separate video for that for sure, because there are things that I want to make sure I share with you guys. But yes, you need your own website. What Facebook site is this? I just checked. I could go to your site, Lachri Fighter. Yeah, you can access my business page. It's my personal account. But because I can't access my personal account, I can't get to our groups. I can't see anything. I can't access my messages, and I cannot post to that business page. It's useless to me. I can't post on it. My account has been completely disabled. It's not even like, oh, you can see stuff, but you can't post. Nothing. Gone. I can't see any of it. So, F you, Facebook. I'm done with your crap. Sarah McSarah said, so Facebook assumes people don't want to see your content even though they willingly follow you. That makes a lot of sense. Well, it's about money. And again, I don't mind. I'm all for them making money. But it's about, they want the pages, they want the businesses to pay for ads. That's their excuse to make them not look as greedy as they are was, well, we don't want to flood people or to look spam. That's what that is. Let's see. My personal Lachri account is showing for you. Let's see, because it wasn't for anyone earlier. Nope, doesn't look like I've got crap. Oh, no, it starts real quick, and then it's like, nope, this is what I see. if I try to go to my Facebook page. And I changed the password. I did all of that. It didn't matter. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, MeWe.com/I/Lachri is going to be my personal MeWe account. If you want to join me over there, you'll get more of my very active greyhounds, as you can see. They're lumps of fur. They're very lazy. Anne said, what is the world coming to? Removing a cookie picture that isn't to Facebook standards is bleeding ridiculous. Well, the thing is, I don't think it didn't go against their community guidelines. Something about their algorithm is wrong, and they don't have a method or a way for you to go, wait, no, this isn't right. Like, don't remove stuff without someone actually checking it, and they do it a lot. Yet we had some woman join our group and post nudes of herself trying to sell photos of her personal nudes to artists as a model. You didn't read anyone's terms. That's against Facebook's and our terms of service. It didn't go through. You guys didn't have to see that crap. But it's like, that's okay, and her account's still active. But mine, because I posted, I'm guessing they flagged it as spam. My live stream is an issue. Okay. Let's see. Tina said, it will get to the point where everyone will go elsewhere if they don't get their crap straight. Absolutely. You're not the only one complaining about Facebook. No, and people have been complaining for a while. Here's the thing. Myself included, I still used Facebook. I'm backing out now. I will be there. I will have it. I use it to look at certain platinum groups that aren't available, or like my neighborhood group that aren't available on MeWe. But you're right. People are going to start leaving because of their policies. They're shooting themselves in the foot. Nick said, you could always share your MeWe post on Facebook when you're patrolled. That's it. That's what I'm going to do. If I share on Facebook, it's going to be me sharing a blog post from my website. If you want to read it, you have to leave Facebook. And Facebook is going to even filter it even further, because Facebook's goal is to keep you on Facebook as long as possible. Same as YouTube, keep you on the platform as long as possible. That is what their goal is. Makes sense. I get it. Well, I'm not going to help you with that. Not now. If I post on Facebook, it's only to let people know what I posted elsewhere, which is going to make my reach even less than it currently is. But does it matter? No one sees it now anyway. Let's see. Tina said, the only reason I have a Facebook account is my old veteran friends and high school friends are there. Yeah, same. I mean, that's basically what mine's going to be used for, is like personal friends that are there. Pat Kelly said, take a breath and drink coffee. Yes, you are so wise. You are very wise, Pat. Coffee. Travis said, well done. Praise God for you and your strength to say no. Julie said, hi. Oh, there. Oh, we have another super chat. Thank you, KS Kimura. Retail therapy, maybe another plant. I love you. I will get another plant. Thank you. Aw, got more goosebumps. I'm going to cry because plants. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Christiane, for the super chat. Oh my gosh, you guys really are going to make me cry. I'm working on that. Hi, Carla. We're going to get started in just a second here. Sarah Makes Art said, I agree. Oh God, don't mess up my makeup, guys. I agree about censorship. I see either allow political content or don't allow political content, but don't allow political content on one side while banning on another. Exactly. I want balance. I don't care if I agree with someone's politics. I want balance of the other side, because when you only get information from one side, I feel like that's how you create extremists. And I want to hear both arguments, because there have been things that I did not like. I have a friend who we do not agree politically at all, but she's been able to word things and explain things to me where I was like, you know, I hadn't really considered that. It lets you hear where the other side is coming from in a way that, one, it humanizes it, because you don't get the humanized, I think, element or human element when you listen to just the news. But to hear what someone really feels about something and to really think about that doesn't mean I have to agree, but it gives me more insight, and I want that. You don't get that anymore. You get one or the other, and this is how you create extremists. It's scary. I don't want extremists on any end, whether I agree with some of them or agree. I don't agree with all of anyone when it comes to politics, but it's because I'm not a sheep. But yeah. Anyway, Anne said, I know that doesn't make sense. What did you violate? Posting art stuff, so nuts. But I've joined MeWe just for you. Oh, thank you. But I think that they don't want my art getting traffic that I didn't pay them extra for, is what it comes down to. They want it kept on my business page where no one can see it unless I pay. Dee said, yes, please, a video about setting up a website, which hosting to use, set up a store on it. Yeah, me and Nick are going to have to talk a little bit about getting that set up for him. and I'm going to do it. I'll do it as a live. It'll be a multi-series live stream, and we'll talk about why we're going to word things certain ways, what we're going to include, what you don't want to include. We're going to do all of that. We'll be doing that very soon. So Nick and I, normally Nick and I chat on Facebook about these things. I can't do that right now. I'll be messaging you over on MeWe, Nick. I can't right now. I have a fake Facebook account where I was able to contact people. I say fake. It's the one I use for my neighborhood, so people don't know where I live or don't realize it's me. So that's the one I've been able to talk to. Like, yeah. Carla said, where can I get this picture on Patreon? I have been looking for it. You're going to have to scroll way back because we started this, God, didn't we start this before the big Texas storm? So you're going to have to go back before that. You're just going to have to keep scrolling, but it is there. Let's see. Oh, Phyllis, thank you. She gave me a super chat and said, go shopping. Oh, I love you. Oh, I'm definitely getting new plants. And I'm also going to cry. Bob said, my website went live today. Thank God I hate Facebook the way it's going. Congratulations. That is awesome. I'm glad for you. Let's see. Ian said he don't care about of politics, makes me angry. Therapy for me is art and craft also. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I mean, that's what I'm doing if I'm on Facebook. I mean, I'm not there. If I want political information, I have sources that I trust. I don't always agree with their opinions, but that I trust their research. That's not happening on Facebook. So yeah. Dee said, seeing a painting on your website I really love. This information plus rent is worth treating myself to it. Oh, did you buy something? Let's see. Thank you for, Sneak said, thank you for encouraging people to listen with the intent to understand. Irritated Paintbrush said, you started the live stream earlier than usual, or I'm missing something. No, we were normally at 1 p.m. Central Time. I've been ranting about what happened on Facebook. You'll have to rewind it because I don't want to bore people. I've been talking about it for half an hour and I need to get to this. Sarah McSart said, only presenting people with ideas from one side is pretty much the definition of indoctrination. Yeah, and that's scary. Kylie said, just got a pink princess plant. I'm so in love. Oh, I'm so jealous. That's on my future wish list for sure. Pink princess, and I really want a variegated Monstera albo. Well, variegated, I could just say Monstera albo. I would like that, but I want a rooted cutting because I had one that was just it rotted. I need a rooted one. Those are two of my wish list plants. It's not quite a pink princess. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. But it's kind of like it because it's pink and pretty. Can you guys see this? Look, there's pink in there. This is a very inexpensive plant. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. Actually, is it on there? Might be on the pot. No. Ooh, you're dry. I'll be watered. We'll stick you over there so I can remember to water you after the live stream. But he's got pink. I pretend he's a pink princess. He's not even a philodendron, but he's got pink. So we're going to pretend until I can afford a pink princess. Bob said also, I think Billie English broke Instagram with her post as Instagram was messing up again today. Artist Robbie said, what do you think about Twitter? Twitter I've never found to be useful. Twitter's just as bad as Facebook, honestly. I'm going to get started on bubbles. But Twitter I do not use either. I actually deleted it from my phone. It's not beneficial for my business. I'm just not seeing any benefit to posting. I don't get the reach. I have 36, I have double the followers I did. I think it's 3,600. It's not that much. But I have that on over there. I logged in to look up to see if I could contact Facebook that way. They're ignoring me. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to use a magenta color and go through and outline these bubbles. They do not have to be perfect circles because bubbles kind of change shape as they, pushing too hard there, as they go. I am putting a decent amount of pressure so that I get a nice clean edge on these. I think I'm just going to outline most of these with magenta to start with. But what was I rambling about? Let's see. But yeah, as far as Twitter goes, Twitter was kind of that, it turned to where it was almost all politics if you went on there. I wanted to follow artists, but even artists were getting into too much of the politics. I'm like, that's not where I want to get my information, because it seems like when people post on Twitter or Facebook about politics, even if I voted the same as you, you're sharing misinformation. That still doesn't make it true if I agree with and it's weird. I just don't want it. So I just don't, I feel like Twitter turned into just this political sphere of BS, and it's not for me. And it never did any good for my business anyway, for getting people back. My goal is to get people to watch the videos and sign up for lessons and that, or buy paintings. And I never was successful with that on Twitter. So I don't use Twitter. Julie said, hi Lisa, join MeWe today. I have no friends, but I joined your art group. Well, you'll like the art group. The art group is really good. Oh, Lori, thank you. She said, excellent rant. Seriously, though. Thanks for all you do, Lisa. Maybe it is. Thank you for the super chat, Lori. Oh my gosh, you guys keep this up. I'm going to be able to afford that pink princess philodendron. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Where were we? Julie said, okay, got that one. Anne Marie said, I love your plants. I'm a gardener myself. So excited to use Prismacolor pencils. My first ever professional color. Do you have any tips? So Prismacolor, you can produce beautiful work with them. I want to throw that out there because everyone knows I always rant about Prismas, but keep in mind they break easily. And so that was what the main thing that made me kind of like, okay, I'm done. I'm sick of them breaking on me. So a couple of tips you can have with Prismacolors. When you sharpen a Prismacolor, I will sharpen to a fine point. Let me show you on this one. We'll just go ahead and sharpen this guy again. So see how fine, long point I have on this pencil? With Prismacolor, I want to use a sharpener that's a little bit shorter. It's more like, I call them golf pencils, where it's like not quite as pointy. You're going to be less likely to have it break. So that is what I do with Prismas, and use a lighter hand. It's a very wax-based pencil, or a very high wax content, and so they're going to be more prone to breakage than like the Polychromos or really any other pencil. Now, one of the problems with Prismacolors is there is a quality control issue where sometimes you will get a wood casing that is completely warped. Contact Prismacolor, have them replace that if you get one of those. But what will happen is the lead will start breaking down inside of it, or if you drop the pencil, it can break inside. One of the things that you can help if that happens, I've done this. I've tried the microwave method, but if it has metal on here, you can start fire. Let's not do the microwave method. I actually like the oven method better. What did I put it at? Like 200, I don't know, like the lowest setting on the oven, stuck them in there for not too long, just enough to start melting the I don't remember what it was now, honestly, it might have been higher, but start melting the wax in there. It'll kind of re-solidify it. So if you do have a pencil that just breaks all the way inside, you keep sharpening, it keeps breaking, that can help. You also want to use, I would say, a mechanical sharpener for Prismacolor. I had better results with, even more so than the Prismacolor regular handheld sharpener. I use these little metal sharpeners most of the time when I sharpen my pencils. Prismacolor, you're more likely to break them that way. So a mechanical sharpener would be my next tip with Prismas. But you'll often hear me rant about Prismacolor. Don't let that discourage you. You can actually produce absolutely stunning work with Prismas. My issue is with the quality control issues and the way the company. But I used Prismacolors for years. Many professional artists still they just love the way they work. So you're good there. I just don't want anyone discouraged when you hear me with my Prisma rants. Let's see. Dee said, your painting is not bought yet. Credit card is down in hand. I shouldn't spend anymore. Oh. Sneak said, what are you looking at, Dee? I'm curious which painting you're going for. Sneak said, gorgeous, can we do a painting of your almost pink princess? Yeah, I'll get you guys, tell you what, I'll see if I can get some decent pictures of this. It's the back of the leaves. I don't know, can you see how, different lighting. When the light comes through, these bits, the variegated portions, are like bright pink. So I need to get some good backlighting on this. I'll get that. We'll post that over on my page over on MeWe, and you guys will be welcome to that for reference. So I will get a good photo of that guy for you. Let's see. Lisa, quick question. Best sharpener for Rembrandts? For most of my colored pencils, I really just like these little, this one's a Faber-Castell. Normally, they're not my favorites, although this one's been working okay for me today. Coom was the one that I previously used, but somebody said that they were going out of business. The blade needs to be, oh yeah, that blade is definitely broken there. That's why that was breaking my pencils earlier. But any of these little metal ones are my favorites. I've used mechanical sharpeners. They're okay. The way my setup is, these metal ones are easier for me by quite a bit. So that is what I usually go with. So I'm just getting these nice crisp edges. I'm going pretty heavy-handed on this to keep it nice and clean. Now, if you are using Prismacolors, you're going to want to do a few more light layers. If you push hard, you're obviously going to be more likely to break that. This almost looks black on my screen. It's not. The pencil I'm using here is Magenta by Faber-Castell, so it is magenta. See, that's something I would have named my pencils. I am always complaining that they name them weird things, but magenta, that is what I would call this pencil. I call all reddish purple pencils magenta though, so. Okay, that gives me a nice little base there. I've got to put some blues and some pinks. I've pulled out multiple blues and pinks that we'll be layering into this. Let's see. Fen said, due to the huge number of Twitter posts, the average lifespan of a post is 15 minutes on there unless it goes viral for some reason. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sarah said, how do you protect your floors from paint or clean paint off them and spills? So I upgraded my floors to all my floors in my entire house they look like wood panels. They're not, they're tile. I can clean anything. And I did this between the animals and me. You can't hurt, I mean, unless you drop or break a tile, you're like drop something on it. I dropped a wine, I knocked over, I didn't even drop it that far in my pantry. I was putting wine bottles in there and dropped one and it did chip the tile. That's really the only way I can hurt mine. But the other thing that I do, and this is what I did in apartments, I do have one cheapy rug under my easel. It's filthy, it's covered in paint. Or it looks filthy, I should say. It's not actually filthy. But that is what I keep under my easel so that when I drop paint, I'm not constantly wiping up the floor, so it just makes it easier. Plus, if the paint gets in the grout, that's a bit harder to clean up. So that is what I keep under there. When I lived in apartments where I had carpet, or when I lived I lived with my in-laws for several years and I had carpet, I got one of those big canvas drop cloths that you get at the hardware store, and I covered the entire room with that because I have a tendency to like spill paint, then step in paint, then track paint everywhere. So by having a drop cloth in the whole room when I had carpet, I had no damage done to that carpet. And then I could put cute little area rugs on it, so it was cuter, you know, it looked nicer than just, wow, you have a canvas drop cloth in this room. But that worked out really well for me. Let's see. Where were we? Okay, Carla found the line art pictures for this. January 22nd. Yeah, you've got to go way back on this one. We started this one a while ago. Did I thank you for the super chat, Carla? The $5? Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't remember if I thanked you on that one already. I'm so out of order on this. My brain's all over the place. Irritated Paintbrush said, Twitter is so energy draining. I mean, it's all drama. I agree with what you said. Yeah, it's just too much for me. Can't we all just get along? Let's go with that. Like, I'm okay with it. Great, whatever. Kylie said, I got the same plant you just showed too because of the peak. It's so pretty. And it's, I want to say there's a T in the name. Do you remember what it's called? I cannot think of it off the top of my head for some reason. Let's see. Dee said, I use Twitter a lot and it's been useful to put my art out there and make contacts, but I still get more interest on Instagram, Facebook, I know. Yeah, Instagram seems to be good, but the problem is they're they're owned by Facebook and they are definitely starting to, I'm going to put pink on the sides of these guys. They're definitely starting to filter our content even heavier. I mean, my stuff does not get the reach anymore. And so here's the other thing. Instagram, owned by Facebook, they now have business pages or a business account, and they try to get you to, if you are a business or an influencer, to use their business one instead. I never signed up for that or switched my account over. You're gonna get analytics. I don't care what the analytics are. What are you gonna show me? That you don't share my content with people? Yay, that's encouraging. So I don't really care what your analytics show me, and they made it so your business or your personal accounts don't see that information anymore. Like, you really don't see your analytics now the way you used to. They also took it so that you can't see how many people have liked a post. People are more likely to like a post when more people have liked a post. So that affects that. And the more people who like a post, the more people they'll share it with. But now that not as many people are liking the post, they're not sharing. It's a whole endless circle of crap. So anyway, Instagram is it constantly, if I post, is this a business post? Do you want to make this a bit? No, I'm not changing this to a business account, but I think they're going to force us to eventually. If you do anything where you're like an influencer or I tag a brand, they're getting really weird with some stuff over there. So I don't have high hopes for Instagram. Like, I used to log on Instagram and scroll through that all the time. I don't really look at it that often anymore. Not really a fan of most of what these. Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's see. We got that one. Fem said, I just ordered 2 sets of the ChromaFlow, one for me, one for my friend. Thanks for the in-depth review art lesson using those recently. Oh, how fun. You're going to like, I can't imagine anyone not liking them in practice. Like, they are wonderful to work with. I really hope they make a light fast version and more colors because they're amazing. Simon said, did you notice Prismas are slightly less saturated from any other colored pencil brand? Even their saturated colors look like they are mixed slightly with white. I think it's because the wax content is so high and they're a bit more opaque. I suspect that's why. Tallulah said, sorry if it's been asked before and I missed it, but what made you go for Schmincke watercolors? I'll be upgrading soon and thinking about Schmincke or Daniel Smith, or maybe both. One of my friends is a watercolor artist, and she said these are like, hands down, this is what you have to buy, and she has always given me good advice, so that's the only reason that I went with those, because I didn't research anything. I was like, Kendra, hey, you're amazing. What do you recommend? And she told me. Pat Kelly said, I can't make a pledge in my region, so I have amended my Patreon subscription to Fayla Blue. Oh, thank you so much. You guys, I'm working on postcards, by the way. I got all my labels printed. I've got postcards purchased now all the way through June, I think. I have to buy stamps. I got September, October, that should have gone out October, November. Those are ready to be dropped off at the post office. I am trying to get caught up on those. I'm working on it, but you will get that soon. Thank you. Bob said, do you believe in aliens, and do you ever seriously wonder what you would do in an alien invasion or zombie apocalypse? Weirdly enough, I think about that a lot because I love zombie books or like alien stuff. Yeah, I think there's stuff out there's some unexplained stuff for sure. And what the zombie apocalypse is kind of like my ongoing joke. Like one of the things I always tell my friends. So my neighbors, I'm like, you figure you're gonna be stuck with your neighbors in the zombie apocalypse. You're near each other. So I'm like, just so you know, I'm gonna be the idiot getting everyone killed because I'm determined to shave my legs and moisturize and take a bath every night. Because we were talking about that on when we had the snowpocalypse here in Texas, when we kept losing water. And so we're like, can I take a bath tonight? And I'm freaking out like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to take a bath tonight? And the second the water came back on, I don't care what time of day it is, I'm not chancing it, I'm jumping in that shower. So at least once a day, I am like, well, only once a day, but I was just like, it weirds me out, the thought of not bathing every day, like really freaks me out. And I'm like, I'm going to be the person in the zombie apocalypse that gets people killed because I'm over there and using gutter water, trying to bathe and shave my legs and put on lotion. My backpack is going to be filled with hand lotion and razors instead of normal people carrying food around with them. I am not going to be the person you want with you in the zombie apocalypse. Let's see. Dee said, it's actually a print titled Passage, Young Woman Standing Near the Waterfalls. Oh, I like that one. Thank you for the thank you. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to cry. It just, I don't know, it means so much when people want your artwork in their homes. When people are willing to spend their hard work or hard money, like earn money on your work. Like, I don't know, that gets me all happy. Like, wow, somebody wants my stuff in their house. That just is such a nice feeling. You know what, I'm going to take my ink eraser. We'll take one of the Faber-Castell Perfection erasers. Let's see. I'm going to lighten up that line. And that one, we'll make that bubble look like he's more behind these two. I went a little heavy-handed on that circle. Sneak said, I have a handful of little metal sharpeners. I bought the replacement blades on Amazon. Now they all work nicely. I had replacement blades here somewhere. I bought for those. I don't know where I put them. I've got to look for them. Anne said, absolutely thumbs up and we'll buy them. I'm working on a tiger, not in colored pencil, but in charcoal, graphite, and chalk. Ooh, need to get back in on that project after working on. I haven't done anything in charcoal in a while, and I bought all those charcoal supplies. I really like them. I just haven't done anything with that in a bit. I may do one, like an in-between while I'm working. I don't know if you can see. No, wrong way. There's that big old flamingo I started blocking in last night. That's going to be such a long project that I'll probably have to do a couple, I call them filler pieces because charcoal is very quick and it still can give me a Patreon lesson for you guys that week. So I'm going to do a couple, probably do some of those in between finishing that. Jason said, isn't your mind always all over the place? Yes, it is, and it's worse than normal today. And I get stressed or flustered or frustrated about something, it gets way worse. Melinda said, just as long as you always tell us where to find you. Join MeWe just to stay connected to you. Oh, thank you. Yay. Ben said, oh, there we go. We need to try you need to try the Senlier. I'm butchering that. I can say Schmincke because somebody taught me how to say it before I learned to say it wrong. That I'm never going to get right. Watercolors are awesome, so luminous. Get the professional version, of course, not the petite artist line. I will look into that. Kylie said, it's a Calathea trio store. That's a Calathea? I don't usually buy, actually I have a couple of them. I don't personally buy those myself because I've heard scary things about like them being so moody. I don't know if it's Calathea or Calathea. I've heard people pronounce that type that way. But I've got a zebra plant that I'm keeping alive. I've got some that are harder to keep alive, and he's happy. So I didn't realize that's what that guy was. The trio store. I remembered that part of the name. So I knew the T. Thank you. Sarah said, moisturizer is not an option. Right, like seriously, me and I used to do the Body Shop, but they changed their formula and I don't like it at all anymore. And they've had some lotions that smelled so horrible. And I'm like, why would anyone? I bought one because it said it was vanilla. I don't know what their definition of vanilla is, but that lotion was not vanilla. It was like, it reminded me of something that like my great-great-grandmother would have, like throwback to a child where your great-great-grandma's wearing something that has this weird, like over the top floral scent. That is what that sounded or smelled like to me. It was terrible. like bad. So that, and then their lotion, the one that was my favorite was always their mango body butter. They changed the formula. They got bought out by, I forget who, a few years back, and they changed that. So I don't buy from them anymore, but now it's Bath and Body. Body Works, Bath and Body Works, I get all those mixed up. I don't have one over here. Yeah, this one. Who is it? Bath and Body Works. I am obsessed. Like, I have those. They had a sale where those went on, like most of the scents went on sale for like $3.25 over the winter. I am set for the next couple of years. Like when my mom comes to visit, I'll be sending her home with several. I bought extra because I know she likes it too, so I bought some for her too. Yeah, I have a serious, like when I sleep, there's always lotion in the bed next to me because I'll wake up in the night and put more lotion on my hands and feet. Like I have this weird, like I cannot handle dry skin. I have issues. Someone said, start a Twitch account. I've thought about it. Twitch has got their own set of problems and it's better like for game. I don't know how useful that would be for me. I have a Twitch account, but you may be right. It may be a good idea. You know, what happens if something goes on with, I can't live stream on YouTube. Maybe that would be a good backup. I made a Rumble account. That's like supposed to be an alternative to, I'm using a darker pink now around the edges here. I don't want to fill in all, I want to make sure some of that background color shows through here. So I'm just kind of layering some of these into each other. But I made a Rumble account and that's supposed to be a competitor to YouTube. I doubt it'll really take off, but you know, whatever. I made the account there because again, you never know when one of these social media platforms goes down. And the thing that's really annoying to me right now, one of the things that these big tech medias are doing, or companies, if somebody makes another platform, they go after them for political reasons. Oh, they're extremists over there. That's a really convenient complaint to make when it's really just a competitor that allows anybody to post on any side of the fence. You say that because it scares people into going, well, I don't want to be around extremists. I get that. I don't want to be around extremists either, but that's not what these platforms are. It's a lie. It is a dirty lie that they say to keep people off of their competitor's platform. That's all it is. Are there extremists on those platforms? Sure. And there's a hell of a lot more over on Facebook. A lot more. Because they have more users. That's just the nature of it. It's not like I'm blaming Facebook for that. I'm just saying, you've got more users, you've got more extremists on your platform. But they use this as a way to try to keep from losing users. They convince you that and they went after some of these, their financial side too, claiming the same thing. Which was crazy because I'm like, the extremists that you're saying, they're on yours. They were already on, like, you didn't do anything about them when they were. Deep breath, frustrating. It's the double standard, it's very, very frustrating to see what they do to try to keep other platforms from succeeding. I want to see we all should want competition. That's a good thing because it's going to keep these bigger tech companies accountable when they know they can lose people. But right now they're just like, don't go there. There's extremists, which is a lot. There are some, and there's some on Facebook and there's some on every other platform too. Those crap people are going to be everywhere. It's not like they make it sound like it's this like horde of bad people over on those platforms when it's just not. So yeah, the games they play to keep their own user base is dirty. But don't listen to that because there have been even news got it, and they were trying to say the same thing. Oh, the extremists don't go to this platform because it's just for whatever extremism. No, it's not. I've been there for years. Like, you have a few people who share political stuff there, yeah, on both sides of the fence, just like Facebook. Let's see. Joseph said, Twitch makes you promise only to stream to Twitch and nowhere else, not worth it. Oh, yeah, heck no. Not doing that. Severo. Apparently, I'm reading the letters backwards. Said, I got my first set of 60 Polychromos. Yay, I'm so eager to try them. Oh, you're going to have fun. Polychromos are one of the best. Skylar said, if you used background music on Twitch, it would be a problem. Well, yeah, it's the same thing on Facebook, too. Like, I can't have music playing in the background here because, you have copyright. And I get it. I mean, that's fine. But, yeah, no, that's definitely a problem. If, I have to use, if I have background music in my videos, I use, Epidemic Sound. I have an account with them. I pay monthly. I forget how much I pay. Too much. I have an account with them for that music, and I don't know if it works if you're allowed to use it on Twitch too, but Twitch is just, I don't think that's a good fit for me. I really think MeWe is going to be the way to go. It'd be nice if Rumble did do well, because that way we could have an alternative to YouTube, because you always want alternatives. Vimeo, not an alternative. That is the biggest piece of crap company. You guys have heard that rant, how they came after me because I paid $400 and something a year for, like, so that's their high-end pro account, whatever. And I get an email from them. I'll try to keep this rant short. I get an email from them saying, hey, we noticed you're doing really well on Patreon. I thought it was an email from Patreon. Because of that, basically, we're going to start charging you more. And if you don't agree to that within, what did they give me, 10 days? I think they said it was going to be, or 2 weeks. You have this many days before we delete all your videos if you don't agree to pay more, even though I was prepaid for the year. They said that I was using too much bandwidth. Well, those videos don't get that many views because they're just for Patreon. So they looked at my Patreon account, they saw how many users I had, and they wanted a cut of that. And the way they handled the whole thing was so bad. Like, I really needed to make a video on that one too, like talking about how bad the back and forth, like I can show the emails, the back and forth with that company. And the misinformation, well, they claimed, oh, that was a misunderstanding. We weren't threatening to delete your videos, except you literally threatened to delete my videos if I did not agree to pay more. So I spent, God, it took a while. Maybe the 10 days came from that's how long it took me to do. Maybe it was a week. I don't know. I spent like over a week moving everything, removing it from Vimeo and moving it all back over to you. It was a whole thing. So yeah, I don't want that one to take over. Let's see. Irritated Paper said, can you do water droplets for an upcoming stream? I know you've done these videos, but it would be fun live. Yeah, definitely. That would be a good one. Cyberdatters Collective said, Twitch likes women to paint while wearing a bikini, apparently popular. Yeah, not happening, because, I mean, I know some people will do what they need to do to get attention for their art. I would rather just be good at my art. Let's see. Sarah said, personally wouldn't tolerate someone demanding I use their product or platform and nothing else unless they were paying me. Well, that's actually what Wix tried doing. Wix was like, we want to do a video with you, but we want you to move your website to our platform. Why would I do that when I'm not going to go to a lesser platform? And then he argues with me, well, I have to disagree. I don't think we're a lesser platform. Well, don't tell me mine is not. You can tell me essentially, no. I will not be working with your company for many reasons. Anyway, they got sucked into politics, how to stroke. Literally, now I just follow art and only plants. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. Yeah, yes, I try to, the politics, oh, I missed one. They get dirty. It's stressful. And that's why I just unfollow people when they keep posting political stuff. Like I said, it's very frustrating. One of the things, it actually frustrates me even more when somebody who is like, I guess would be on my political side of the fence. I don't know if you want to call that, because I'm kind of more in the middle of everything. But when you see someone post something and it's full of so much misinformation, you're just like, you're making us all look dumb right now. Can you stop with that? I have a lady who, and I respect her and I like her and I like her business, but she kept posting some crazy conspiracy theories that you're just like, can you stop? You're making us all look dumb now. So that's always very frustrating. So I just hide. I unfollow that. It's like, it doesn't even matter if I agree with you. I'm not on Facebook for politics. That's not what it's not fun to me. It makes me not want to use the platform. So I just use it. Same with you, art and plants. Art, plants, and frogs. So we'll add frogs to that. I was going to use it for tarantulas. That's how this whole thing started when I went online to look at that. Someone said, salmon. Does that sound better? I'm sorry. I know I'm butchering your name and I'll never remember it because I said it wrong too many times. Said Twitch pays well though in terms of subscribers, whether it's for the bikini wearing or the painting. Yeah, no, and I think that's just not going to be the thing with Twitch too, I would have to start over again building a following. Like, whereas like YouTube, I've already got the following here, so it kind of makes more sense just to keep going with that. Well, even with YouTube, I'm just randomly putting, this is a bright aqua color. It's called turquoise blue. But it's a light color, and I'm using the Caran d'Ache Luminance here because it's opaque, and I want something that is very opaque for this to really stand out. Just keeping these curved shapes. Some of these will come on the outside edge. Yeah, that one's on camera. Some of these are not on camera, the way I've got it zoomed in. But I'm not filling it all in. I want to make sure some of that gray shows through. we've got to take this color, or no, not this one. It's one of my other blues has to be added all over the place too. Actually, this color should be as well. So it's not just in this one spot. Because if you introduce a new color to a painting, make sure you introduce or pull that somewhere else too. So it's not just like, wow, why is that color only here? Especially in the case of bubbles where these are supposed to look kind of, be reflecting what's around them. Let's see. Carla, where were we? I contribute via Patreon, but would also support you via PO Box if it came to that. Oh, thank you. Oh, that makes me feel happy. Carla said, how do you like the Caran d'Ache Pablo? I recently tried them and I love them. I use polys and luminance, light pastel mostly. The Pablos I liked for final layers if I was working on sanded paper, but for the way that I layer, like, they might be okay on this. They were just too waxy for me. They really weren't my taste. So I have a few of them, but I never felt the need to buy the full set. I just use them for like final details when I'm working with powder blender on sanded paper. I really liked them for that. But for my normal, like on Canson Mi-Teintes or a hot press watercolor paper, they really didn't do what I want them to do. Like they're not bad. They just weren't the best for my technique, I guess, is what, that's really dark. We'll come back to you later. Let's throw some purples in here. Yeah, that one's nice. But yeah, they weren't super ideal for my techniques. Let's see. Serving Artists Collective said, why tarantula? I can't imagine petting them. I just think they're cute. I think spiders are cute. I really was interested in the jumping spiders. We get some like in the wild here, luckily, so I get to enjoy them that way. But the jumping spiders only live like a year, and I joined a group on Facebook, and the more I saw like how often they die and how many health, like if they have a bad molt, they just seem so sensitive, as adorable as they are. So I stay in the group so that I can, well, not anymore apparently, but so that I can watch people's cute spiders, but they don't live that long. Whereas the one that my husband is looking at, they can live like 20, 30 years. They are very long. The females are very, very long lived. So, it's more for him. It's not like really my critter. It would be his. I've got enough critters between my frogs, the dogs, and the fish are all my responsibility. The birds, the snake, and then the tarantula are my husband. So we have our own grouping of pets. Now he gives attention to the dogs, but as far as like cleaning up after them and feeding, that's all on me. He puts them outside though when they ring the bell to go out. Some spiders can jump, yes. And they're so adorable. The jumping spiders. And they have these little hands and they wave. Oh my God, they're tiny. They're so cute. But unfortunately, not long enough lived. I would be sad when they inevitably passed. So I will just enjoy them when I see them out on my patio. People assume that spiders bite you all the time. They don't. They rarely bite people. People are much more afraid of them than really necessary. Can you get a spider bite? Yeah, but you're not their first choice. Ian said, people will ram politics in your head when you don't want to see it or hear it. Yes, is that not true? I say, go to your happy place. I totally agree with you. I don't bother with it either. It's crap. Yeah, I mean, I take my politics, I vote with them, and that's about as far as I'm going to. I consider myself very well informed. I do my research on stuff. I'm not just voting because someone has an R or a D next to their name. That is not, I'd actually like to remove that from things. I don't think that's how people should be voting. I think you should vote on somebody's personal politics. Like, what are they doing for you? What are they doing for your community? That's what I want to research. And so I do consider myself fairly well informed when it comes to that stuff. And you don't get that information from Facebook. Like, you just don't. Maybe with local politics and local politicians, because they do share stuff where you can kind of learn about them. Some of my local politicians I have spoken to on Facebook through Messenger, so I guess maybe with local politics. But, and honestly, that matters the most. That's what's going to affect you the most. So, yeah. Let's see. But you're right. Like, people want to shove it in your face so heavy and they can't let it go. And it's just, can we not? Like, I don't need, like, you're not going to change somebody's mind by trying to shove it down their throat. It won't work. Phyllis said, I'm starting my first colored pencil using the brush and pencil product. Should it be framed behind glass even if I use their final varnish? Yes, because if somebody comes and touches it, no matter how varnished it is, it's going to smudge off. Although Nick may have other opinions on that because Nick varnishes in another way with some of his colored pencil work. So I still need, he sent me the video and I still need to watch it. Carla said, Oh, right, I use drafting paper now. That's probably why the Pablos work for the service. Now that makes sense. That I can see that. That definitely makes sense. Sarah said, I'm finding out that if you are a Twitch affiliate, nothing you stream there can be shown on any other platform for 24 hours. Yep, not for me then. Which is fun. YouTube is just more beneficial to, like, that just makes more sense to me to stick with this. So not for me. The only reason I have a Twitch account is because they used to get your World of Warcraft add-ons had to come through Twitch. Now they've got it. Who do they use now? I forget. Not Curse. Crap. I don't even remember where the add-ons come from now. But yeah. 1 second. Oh, we've got some. Thank you for joining Patreon, Christine. And I just saw your upgrade, Pat. Thank you so much. Let's see. Jason said, with the bubbles, are you going to put the bird's reflection on the bubble, of the birds in the bubbles? No, because that would take us forever. Like, this is just simple little kind of shiny-ish guys. Now, I may take a little bit of red, a little bit of, but not full reflection. Like, just a little bit of that color will be coming there. Will I still be posting to Instagram? Yes, but mostly just telling you when I have new content here. I mean, that's what I've been doing for a while with Instagram, because Instagram did the same thing as Facebook. They had mashed our reach. People are not seeing very much. So yes, I will post there, but basically telling you when I have new content here or new content on MeWe, or, you know, I'm really going to be more active on MeWe. When I have new content, like I had mentioned, I'm going to be doing the I want to start doing just daily updates. It'll just be a quick little video on my phone, like, here's the painting I'm working on right now. Here's stuff I used to do on Instagram. I'm going to be doing that exclusively on MeWe. So I want to be part of the solution, I guess, to getting people off these platforms that are hurting our art businesses and over to an alternative that is better. But I have to actually be active to be a part of that, and I don't think I've been active enough. Let's see. Cynthia said, my kids and I love the jumping spiders. They have beautiful eyes. We have a few in the garden. Oh, they're so cute. I got so excited when I found some on my patio last summer. Like, I was taking videos so I could show my husband later. Simon said, my name is pronounced Salmon, not Salmon. Salmon. Okay, Salmon. You got it right the first time. Okay, Salmon. Also, have you tried, or is it Salmon? Salmon? I just screwed it up again, didn't I? Also, have you tried the OnlyFans? Don't know how much the platform is, but I assume they're fans specifically. I mean, usually that's used for adult content, which is not like what I really want to be associated with. And maybe that's just a stigma they have that's not true. I don't know, but when someone says OnlyFans, I'm like, oh, they take off their clothes. I don't do that. So I don't know if I want my business associated with that, even if that's not really what everybody does there. Let's see. I should design my own armor. I don't have time for that. As fun as it would be, that is not something I have time for. Oh wow, sound of spring. Somebody's mowing their lawn. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's kind of loud. Is it this blue that I want? Sure. We'll put highlights on these bubbles as well. I don't know if that's them mowing the field behind me or if it's my neighbor on this side, but if it's my neighbor on that side, he's only mowing weeds. There's no grass over there yet. He has a lot of weeds. I obsessively pull mine, so I don't have that much. It gives me something to, like, I actually, weirdly enough, kind of enjoy pulling weeds because it gives me something to play in the pretty yard, like here's something to work on. And it's also when you're, you know, I have a bit of an obsessive personality, so I like want to obsessively go and pull. I just enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to take this blue and start putting this on some of the branches as well now. And this is going to help tie everything in together better. So it's like these all go together. Now, don't just outline and say everything on this side gets blue and everything on this side is in shadow. We've talked about that before. If you start doing that, you flatten out the branches. I want the branches to look like some are coming forward. Burping up coffee. Classy show here. Maybe I should join OnlyFans. It can be Lisa's classy. But you want it to look like some branches are back, some are, you know, the shadow is cast in different areas. You don't just highlight one side, shadow one side, or you will flatten that out. Kylie said, yeah, OnlyFans were originally created to be like Patreon, but turned after dark real quick. Yeah, I don't think I want my name on that. Just because, like I said, it's the association. Like, I used to like dyeing my hair fun colors, but then it turned into an association with a type of person. And not everyone who dyes their hair does this, but it turned into this thing where you were associated with a type of person who behaved in a very, we'll say, extreme manner that was hard to converse with. I don't know how to word that in a PC type way, but it came with a certain stigma. And as much as I loved pink hair and purple hair, and I loved that sort of thing, but I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with normal. Now having normal colored hair is the oddball thing to do. But I love fun colors. It's just sometimes you're like, well, maybe not for me anymore. Also, I mean, I'd say it's because I'm getting older, but I've seen people who are like 70 or 80 and they had bright pink hair, so there's that too. But I'm sad that kind of got taken over by a certain grouping of people who behaved in a unhappy manner. I feel like, yeah, no, that's how I'll word it. It's gotten to where it signifies somebody who is going to argue with you about any single thing you say, and they're going to intentionally misinterpret what you say. And so that's what it's gotten to, where some of the fun hair colors kind of got associated with people who behave in that manner. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want that. I don't think I want that association, which is sad because fun colors are fun. I used to like fun colors used to be more of a punk thing, and now it's more of the mainstream thing. And also people who will argue with you that the sky is currently red, even if it's blue, just because. Weird. I don't know. Maybe I just noticed that on like my friends list. I don't know if that, or not for even friends list, just in groups. I don't know if that's something you guys have experienced. Christiane said, so mostly follow you on MeWe and YouTube for updates and such. Yes, those are going to be my two main. I mean, YouTube has treated me very well. I mean, okay, YouTube doesn't notify people so much now when new content goes up, which is always a bit frustrating. But for the most part, no, YouTube, I like YouTube's business model. I do wish that they thought things through a little bit more, like they stopped emailing people when like a new video goes live, because they're like, well, people don't open the videos. They don't need to. They just go to the video. They got the notification and they went there. So there are some things that I don't love that YouTube did. I think they made some, like, they didn't think things through very well. But for the most part, yeah, I like YouTube's model as far as like they share the revenue with me. Like they put ads on my content and then I get a cut of that. That pays a huge chunk of my bills. So, whereas Facebook's like, you made the content and we're going to put ads on it, but we're going to take it, but we also want you to pay us so that we can share it with your people that we can make more money on. You're not getting any of it. So yeah, I definitely am a much bigger fan of YouTube's setup there. And then of course MeWe, they just don't have ads. So that's bonus. Although I will say Facebook, I got an ad for gluten-free stroopwafels, which if you are Dutch, my dad is Dutch, so I kind of grew up teenage years with those, and they are amazing, and they have a gluten-free version now, and it's not as good as the normal one. It tastes almost a little bit more like a snickerdoodle. They're only 150 calories, so I get like 2 a day because I'm obsessed. They're probably too expensive for me to be eating that many a day. But anyway, they're absolutely amazing, and that was a Facebook ad, and then I think I bought some shampoo off a Facebook ad. So I don't necessarily always hate ads. I hate that every 4th post is an ad, or every 4th or every 4 posts. I forget what it is. I've sat and counted it, and it's like you get so many ads, but then they're like, well, we didn't want to overwhelm people by sharing too many pages because it seemed too spammy or too much advertising. And it's like, except that's what you do. That is what Facebook is for. So anyway, I'm still ranting about that. Carla said, I have not been on YouTube so much. I have not seen the whole tutorial, but it's my favorite. Happy Rainbowy. And I will start this from the beginning. I love this. Oh, yay. I need to make this into a playlist once, we can put everything all together. I'm coming through on some of these, like the blue underline on the beaks. We're doing this on some parts of the branches. I'm going to do, okay, you can see this. We're going to start putting some of this on the flower. You can see how it starts making everything kind of flow, even though these are completely separate elements. And I'm not just outlining everything. It's just a few bits here and there. Pulling this blue. This blue here is light blue. Oh, that's a simple name. Let's see. Where are we? Ad for Fun said, how's your health? How's your fibromyalgia and celiac doing? Please stay healthy. It's been pretty good. I'm tired. I've not been sleeping as well because I've been keeping my room I don't sleep well when the room is hot. Too hot for the frogs. It'll be nice when I get them in their main tank in the living room. I'm okay with that. The heat lamps won't heat that room up so much. But anyway, no, I've actually been doing pretty well. I'm having issues with my ligaments is probably my main complaint. Even like my thumb right now is having issues. But I think I need to start taking a collagen supplement. I'm going to start doing that. And other than that, everything's been pretty good. The fatigue is always a complaint, but that's just life for me. Thanks for asking. Larry Booth said, I like pulling weeds. There's something very satisfying about it, and it's meditative. Exactly. And like, you have to have the soil has to be the right, like, if it's dry, I find the type of weed that I've been getting is more of a broadleaf weed, and then some clover, like weird little things. I don't know if that was new. I didn't have it last year. But if I pull it out when it's too dry, it won't come out. But if you get like the right amount of water in the soil, and it just comes out so easy, and it's just like, oh, it feels, I don't know, it feels happy. Like, it's so satisfying. I have issues. I should get out more. Pam said, remind people to sign up for your newsletter because that's truly the only real consistent way to keep in touch with your audience. Yes, sign up for my email newsletter. Link is in the video description, or go to lachri.com, and when you scroll down, there'll be a thing where you can sign up. It is free. I don't spam you. I send out one email once a week. Of course, it ends up in some people's spam folders, but you can prevent that if you just reply to an email once. That should prevent it from going into your, even if I don't reply, it should be enough to prevent it from just saying, hi, I'm just making sure this doesn't go into my spam folder. It should keep it from ever ending up in your spam. Should. So anyway, yes, that is available to you. Like I said, one email once a week, and that is it. It just gives you an update of what videos went out. I used to do 2 videos to let you know what the Friday one was, but it seemed like just doing it on Wednesdays was enough. I send it out Wednesday mornings at like 5 a.m. my time. It's scheduled. I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. Daniela said, I know you price your work by size, but what if one is super easy and the other is more difficult? Do you still price by size? It depends on what it is. Sometimes I do take that into account for sure, because sometimes I'll do something that's like, usually if it's super easy, it's because it's a different style. And so the style has a different price. So that would be a difference for sure. Ziga said, hi Lisa, just saw the first video for the flamingo painting. Looks awesome. Really excited to see the progress. Do you have any other plans or ideas for future projects? I want to do something in charcoal. I have not done anything like that recently. I'm trying to think. I know I had other plans and I can't think of them off the top of my head right now for some reason. I don't know why. It's just like not, the information is not with me for some. I want to do more surreal stuff. I'm really into spending a bit more time on projects that are more unique. Because I feel like I've done so much where I'm like, here's just a leopard's head. What else can I add to that? Like, how can I make it a little bit more unique to me? Which I think is definitely fun. I should probably zoom this out just a bit. Can I zoom this out? Or is it already? Whoops, that's not what I need. Now that I'm adding these highlights, it might be useful. Is it already zoomed? No, I can zoom that out. There we go. So you can see some of the highlights a bit better. Yeah, that's much, much better. Yeah, I can't think of anything else off the top. I know I've had other things that'll pop in my head. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to do that. That seems like a weird random painting to do. Let's see. Shayna said, I want to get the Polychromos, but the 120 set are overwhelming and I really don't like having too many colors. Do you know if the 60 set have a lot of skin tones or hues? I'm not sure what's in the 60 tone, but that honestly for most is going to be enough. If worst case scenario, you needed to buy a few extra pencils, you can add to it, but the 60 set really it should in theory be good. I know the 12 set is good, but I think you would be fine, but I honestly don't know what comes in that set. So worst case, you may have to add a couple of additional colors. Skylar said, I've been slowly unliking pages that I haven't seen posts from in years. Now I'm getting posts in my feed from other pages that haven't seen posts from in years. Weird. Yeah, they used to have a thing you could go and see somebody's page. Like there was a page section and you could see the page. And then they keep changing and moving it and making it harder and harder for the average user to find. Like, I think of my mom isn't on Facebook, but like even if she was, I'm thinking she's never going to put the effort into finding these pages. Like she's just not. They keep moving them so that they're harder. Because we used to tell people, go to the page. This is how you can kind of bypass this and you can still see the content from your page. And they kept moving it. Like they're sleazy. Add for fun, what other languages do you speak? I barely speak English, so that is it for me. Oh, music. I can read music. Is that a thing? Why aren't you using glassine under your palm for this? Because I'm being really lazy. Also, my hand isn't really touching most of this. Like, I'm kind of holding it up. But it is a good question. Sneak said, because of the bright green in the birds and the frog, would it be wrong to add green to the bubbles? No, and that is something that I want to do. Actually, let's go ahead and do some of that now. I think that will look much better, and let's go ahead and do it. Especially the bubbles that are near these birds. Oh, absolutely. That is good. I'm just kind of letting that blend in. I'm not even going to use OMS on this. I'm burnishing everything just by doing a lot of layers. And then I wanted to do a little bit of red and yellow too. Which red did I use on that guy? This one. The yellows are all similar enough that I'm not too worried about. I don't want too much, just getting a little in there, and then I'm going to use my white, my Touch of Texture titanium white. We're going to come through and get some highlights on there. Let's just go with a little bit of red in here. Make his eyes a bit more red too. Frog update, the little purple frog, which is the one I was really worried about, the purple morph, who looks almost black in the video if you watch that one. He has started eating. He started eating Wednesday night. He's getting more active. He's been a bit like bloated, and that's been a concern. Like, why are you retaining so much water? But he's finally starting to get more active, starting to eat, so I'm pretty excited about that. So frogs are all doing really, really well. I'm very happy with them. Glitch, I'm still having to force feed or hand feed, however you want to. I have to. There is an expired Costco card and crickets I have to murder involved in me feeding that frog. That one has a neurological disorder, and so like he'll see a cricket that he wants to go after, and he goes that way. Like you'll see him get all ready, and then he goes the wrong direction. You're like, oh, that's just sad. So I have to. This has to be helped. So, but he's been getting easier. I don't know if he's just realizing, hey, if I don't fight you, food gets in my mouth sooner. So he's lived a lot longer than I expected him to with that neurological thing. So that makes me happy. This just reminded me seeing the little red-eyed tree frog. Am I still doing the podcast? I am not. I was told by John that he wanted to take it another direction and he was going to do it more solo and occasionally have guests, but then he immediately replaced me with somebody else. It was very weird because he didn't really, I still don't know what happened there or why. Like everything was good, and then he went away for vacation, came back, well, he had a family thing. He came back like a few weeks, a month, I don't know, later, and then was like, yeah, I've decided to take it another direction, so I won't need you every week, but maybe I'll have you come on occasionally. I'm going to occasionally have other people. And then it was like every time was this other person that he replaced me with, and it was weird. I hope he does well. Like, I have no ill feelings towards him, but I also didn't really want to be a part of it because he was like, well, occasionally have you on, I don't know. I just was like, I'm either in or I'm out. So I am not on that. Where are we? Zika said, you should do a piece where chicken is Godzilla-sized fighting an octopus in the middle of a city. Oh my gosh, that'd be funny. Snake said, because of the, okay, I got that one. What company supplies your prints? Hope you are well. So if I'm going to do giclées, which are like going to be the highest quality, that one I go through, and they cost a lot more like to sell, well, because they cost so much more to make. That is Giclée Today. I've been very, very happy with the quality I got from them, like really happy with that. And then what I sell that's like print on demand, you can buy poster quality, like that sort of thing. That is through Fine Art America or Pixels. Did I drink Guinness for St. Patrick's Day, or are you strictly a wine lady? I actually can't have Guinness because it has gluten in it. I have celiac disease. So I have to go with gluten-free beer if I drink beer. I like beer, but I like the bubbles and the taste too much, and I'll drink it too fast. So it's like, well, that was over quick before I started feeling tipsy and had to stop drinking. So wine, I can like take one, like if I have an 11-ounce glass of wine, that's going to last me the entire night. So that is usually more suitable, that I get to have a fancy drink longer without getting tipsy. Fabricio. Am I saying that right? And since starting my gardening, now it's getting warmer, thinking of doing a little garden box full of flowers such as daffodils, tulips, pansies, etc. Lovely colors in a box of herbs too. That would be really pretty. I love pansies, but the problem is they're more of a cool weather. Like here, in Texas, we get too warm, so we're already getting to the point where it's not going to be much longer before pansies are like, yeah, I'm out. I want no more of this. So I planted a bunch of dianthus because they do well in the heat. Like just because our spring doesn't last very long here. We get hot really early on. So I went that route. I do have some petunias. They should make it through July before I have to replace them. Will we get some red-eyed tree frogs photos on Patreon? Let's see, looking forward to something other than what's all on the stock photo sites. Red-eyed tree frogs. So I've been kind of waiting until they get into their bigger tank, and then we had the health issues, and their health came first, obviously. So I wanted them to be have as little stress as possible before I started trying to take photos of them. But my two breeds, okay, Glitch I probably won't mess with too much, but Murky, the female, Murky's big too. So Murky, as soon as Murky, I need to get a fecal test into the vet. It's just inconvenient on when she goes versus when I can get her to get the test. Anyway, if that comes back clean, I can put her in the big vivarium, and then that we can hopefully, like, they're nocturnal. So trying to get photos is a pain because as soon as you turn the lights on, they fold themselves up, and then it's cute. Their little toe beans are under their body, so when they're on the glass, it looks like anyway. They fold themselves up. We call it almond mode, and then they go to sleep as soon as you put lights on them. So it's very hard to get photos, but that is something that will come hopefully soon because I think Murky is. I'm gonna be surprised if this fecal doesn't come back clean. Rose said, "I love the fact that you have a hound cam." Thanks. Speaking of wine, Pim said, when is your friend coming back to visit another art lesson? She won't be, but I have another friend I want to do that with, Jimmy, who lives in the area. She lived up in Wisconsin, so it's not convenient, but Jimmy lives in the area. I really want to try to get him here for painting. He does paint and draw sometimes, and he's hilarious, so that I'm really hoping to do sometime. We talked about doing a Smart Art Box video where we all, actually, let's go ahead and get some of the white highlights while we're doing this. Him, Topher, his boyfriend Topher, my husband, and me, like if we all four, I don't know if I could get my husband to do it because he's like, I don't want to be on camera, but it'd be fun if we could get all four of us doing different Smart Art Box, just like a fun wine night with four people, or even if it was just them and I film. I don't know. I just thought that would be a lot of fun too. And they live in the DFW area, so it would be much more convenient than somebody who's up in Wisconsin. Bob said, sorry for the weird question. I'm just weird like this. What was the weird question? Did I miss it? What was the weird question, Bob? I'm scrolling up. I don't see a weird question. If I missed it, I apologize. You may have to ask it again. Almond mode sounds adorable. It is. They just kind of fold up in their little toe. Like, it's just like little, their feet go like here, and they're just this little almond shape. They'll go. I don't know how they fold themselves up like that, but it's adorable. Oh, welcome to the MeWe group, Whitney. Yes, follow me on WeMe. You're going to hear me, like, I'm going to be spamming the crap out of the MeWe thing because that's where I'm going to be posting my content now. After what Facebook did. But I still can't, let's see, is it still banned? It's probably still banned. I've got no notification and I still have no Facebook. Why? Who knows? They won't tell me. They didn't tell me. Well, they think that I think that they think I spam because I shared my live stream on my personal account. Pretty sure that's what this is about. So, because like I said, if you're new, if you didn't watch the beginning of the video, I ranted about that. But it's like I don't share anything that goes against. I don't comment on things. I don't do anything that would be against their community standards. I don't argue with people. I don't get involved in any drama. It's just crazy. I don't share anything political. There is no good reason for this crap. Let's see. Where is my titanium white? I've got stuff all over. I spilled airbrush paint. It is on it. Can you see that? It's all splattered. It is all over the bottom of my easel. I made a mess this week. Am I planning on any collabs with any other YouTubers? Would love to get introduced to some more great artists. I don't have anything. Collaborations are hard to coordinate. Like I have YouTuber friends. I haven't. Maybe Jason. It's just hard to coordinate them. So I don't have any planned, but I am not opposed to it. Stacey said, what size canvas do you like best for painting and what size sells the best? I don't know that I have a what size sells the best. I probably sold more 18 by 24s or 24 by 30s, probably. So that size, if I had to say, but that's a small sample size because I really don't try to sell my work that hard. And that's just online. And what size do I like best? Depends on what I'm doing. 24 by 30 is nice because it's big enough. You can get a decent amount of, like a good detail, but it's not too big. I would say that one and 18 by 24 are probably my two favorite sizes. But then if I want to do like a close-up of something, then I would say 11 by 14 is my favorite. So it really depends on what it is. Chrissy Ann said, I can't wait for you to paint the front of your sculpture next week. Yes, and I am definitely going to have to glue that down. It is not sticking to the wood. I don't know why they gave us wood to go with this style in that Smart Art box because it's not sticking at all. So I'm going to stick some glue under there and then I'm going to gesso. I think that was Nick's idea. Go ahead and gesso over everything and help it kind of stick more. So yeah. And you have to shake this stuff up really well, by the way. This is the colored pencil touch-up texture. And there would be a white residue. That's shaking it pretty well. At the bottom, you want to shake that until it's really like completely mixed in. Bob said, the weird question was, have you ever had a creepy encounter, like a burglar in your house or someone following you being weird to you in public? Yes. When I was 16, I was living with my friend. This was in Claremont, California. And I was walking home from school and two men who I would say were in their 20s or 30s, and they had a little boy in the middle of the car, and I think they were using that little boy as bait. They're driving around, and I am paranoid anyway. My mom raised me to be paranoid. So I was walking home, and they just kept driving by, and then they got out of the car, and they were playing with a little boy in this field, like in front of one of the elementary schools, playing with him there, and then they get in the car and they drive by, and they kept doing it, and they're hanging out, and they're staring, and I mean, it got really, really creepy. Then I waited, because I didn't want them to see what house I went into, because no one was home. Well, and that I didn't want them to know where I was living. So when they drove past and were out of view, I zoomed. I was hiding in bushes, and I ran into the house where I was living at the time. And I watched out the front window because they couldn't, the way the windows were set up, they wouldn't be able to see me because like the bushes and stuff. They kept driving by. They kept looking for me after that. That one really scared me. And then there was another time, it would have actually been before that, like a few months before that, there was a man who stopped me. And I mean, I'm a dumb 15, I think I would have been 15, almost 16 at the time. Wasn't thinking too clearly on just don't talk, just keep walking. I don't know. He stops, he pulls over. I'm almost at the apartments I lived at. He pulls over and he asks where such and such street was. And I said, I think that's that way. I think you need to go back that way. And I look in and he is pleasing himself in his car in front of a 15-year-old girl. That was not good. The police said it was a stalker. I think it was ghosts. Because the stuff that happened, there was that incident. Something kept knocking on my window, but nothing was ever there at night or like early in the morning. So like 4 or 5 in the morning, someone kept knocking on that window, and then somebody like there was just a lot of stuff that had happened. So yeah, I've had some definite questionable, whether it be a stalker or ghost. I don't know. I mean, there was no way to prove either one, but it was creepy. That was at a different house. I need a good liner brush, and I don't have a healthy liner brush. Mine are all in bad condition. Let me see if I've got one that's new that I can use. Be right back. Hi, boys. Yay, I have a new one. Okay, I sat too long. Everything's stiff. I'm so old. So just wanted to get a new liner brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm using the cap of a water bottle. I poured my titanium white, my colored pencil titanium white from Brush and Pencil. And I'm going to pour a little bit of my touch-up texture. If you pour too much, you'll make the mixture too translucent. You'd have to pour more powder in. But if you don't have enough, it's too dry, and that's not going to work either. You want it to be about the same consistency that you would want your like acrylic paint to be if you were using the liner brush. Now you may think, why don't you just use acrylic paint or a gel pen? Because those are not archival going on top of wax and oil-based pencils. This is the only product currently available that is archival for your wax and oil-based pencils. Let's see. What about a collaboration with Nick or Joseph? I do like that idea. We may have to look into that. See, it's just the coordinating that makes it a bit of a challenge. Like we've got to figure out what we want to do. So I'm going to put a little highlight on these bubbles. I don't know, Nick and Joseph, what do you think we should do for collaboration? Who moderates then? Can I use metallic acrylic ink in an airbrush also? When are you going to do more acrylic live streams? Acrylic live streams will be soon. I've actually just ordered some canvases and we'll be doing giveaways of the finished paintings. And Frederick's is also, we're going to be doing some other just blank canvas giveaways. So that will be coming soon. Those will be handled in combination of YouTube and MeWe, because no Facebook, you're out. What was my brain shut up. Metallic acrylic ink, that I don't know if that is going to be archival. I'd have to look into it. I don't really know a lot about metallic paints. I know most of them don't have a light pass rating, so I don't know how that works. Almost looks more like bubble gum than normal bubbles. Someone said, speaking of creepy, had considered drawing molten doll faces, clowns, or jokers. No, not my, no. What happened to Sheldine? She had I think she posted publicly about that. She had a baby, and I think that she, as far as I know, got busy with being a mom. I don't really know much more than that. Like, I don't think anything bad happened. I just had to stop. I'm like, wait, she did post publicly about that. I'm not like outing secret information, right? And I'm not certain if anything else like took place or if like she went another career direct. I have no idea. Do you think you have got better at colored pencils? Better, I mean, we should always get better, but that doesn't mean, like, these live streams are not going to be my best ever work because I'm chatting more than working, but these are more quick little projects. Let's give this guy a little highlight on his eye, and I'll have to tone that down once that dries. I mean, any medium you work in, the more you use it, you're going to inevitably get better. Or at least, maybe it's not better, because better would be personal preference on what you like. Somebody might like my old stuff better than my newer stuff, so that's a possibility. So much with artist taste. I need to do some shading on their little toes. Jason said, I've seen posts by her, but they are hit or miss. Yeah, I haven't seen anything from her in a really long time. But I haven't spent much time on Instagram lately. So I don't know if she's posting there more or not. Speaking of social media, make sure you are following me on MeWe, because Facebook are jerks. And I'm about done with them. Do I recommend using any kind of external oil or other product not intended for art to blend colored pencils? I do not, because the blending is amazing, but I'm scared of the products will not be light fast, and that right there. They can have different problems with being archival in the long term and how that's going to behave. Yes, I do not recommend anything else. Stick with your art products for art supply, for that sort of thing. You may get cool effects. Let's say you're making gift cards or you're just making prints. Sure, use whatever you like. But if you're making something that you want to last and to be archival, make sure you're using art supplies. Gail said, I would love to see a collaboration with you and Jason Morgan. The 6-hour difference from Wales would be interesting. Yeah, we've done collaborations before, Jason and I. It's been a really long time, though. He said it's the problem with collaborations is just the timing, like organizing it, and are you good this day? What are you doing that day? And then trying to get your computers to work, getting everything, like it's a lot of work to get set up. But they're definitely fun to do, so we need to do some. So some of these areas that I'm kind of throwing in highlights, it's not because that's what's on the reference photo, it's just what I think would look best for the painting. And I can go back over, if some of these I'm like, wow, that's a little bit too bright, I just go back over it with colored pencil when it dries. Wendy says, oh my God, my bubbles are so derpy. Just layer until they look right. Keep going. I've got to do, talk about derpy. His foot is not looking amazing. Notice as I highlight some of these areas, I want it to be a little thicker. It's not like the same width everywhere. You want to get variation in there. Did I watch the Grammys? No, I don't watch crap. I said it. I don't have TV. I don't watch TV. You know, I'll occasionally watch, like we're watching Sherlock Holmes on, what is that, Netflix? I don't even know what Sherlock Holmes is on. But I don't really watch, I think most TV is crap. I don't enjoy the majority of what is on. Like I don't even have cable. Like I don't watch it. I am not interested in their crap. Ray said, if I use a Duralar matte roll to do a large colored pencil piece, will I be able to re-roll it or bring it to a framer without damaging the artwork or having the piece cracked or smudged? I don't know a lot about that, but what I would do just to be safe is get a couple of pieces of heavy, like cardboard or poster board, something, and stick it in, put glassine over the artwork, and then stick it in there to keep it flat, just in case. I really don't know if that would have, I don't know a whole lot about working on that, so I can't say. Jason said, you watch crap? Wow, that must be slow and boring. No, I don't watch crap. That's why I didn't watch it. Yeah, Joseph, the Grammys still exist? Not really. What did their views go down? Oh, the only thing I know about them is what like the news was reporting. Their viewership was down by like half. Like they're such crap. Like I used to, when I was younger, watch like awards show, like MTV Music Awards. I think the last one I remember watching had, what was that guy? What was his name? Gosh, it looked like his dancing was like having a seizure on the floor. Like moving in weird circles. God, I cannot think of it right now. And what I keep wanting to say is definitely not what it was. Oh my gosh, my husband was listening to him the other day. It's like some 90s thing. Like that was the last time I watched one of those awards. Those things, I used to like watching them when I was younger to see the fancy dresses the women wore. And then it got to where it was more like, instead of just looking elegant and classy, how, the words I was about to use would probably get me in trouble. How not elegant and classy can I make myself look? Seems to be what the clothing style went. I'm like, well, that's not fun for me to watch. I want to see fancy, like, red carpet should be fancy, not street worker. See, this is how I get myself in trouble. But I didn't even say that on Facebook, so that's not an excuse for that. Are there any pop singers at the moment that you like or know? I've never been a big pop singer. Like, emo actually is one of my favorites. I always like, which is funny because I'm a happy person, other than with Facebook right now. I don't, like, yeah, no, not my style. More kind of that alternative folk. I listen to a lot of folk type music. Like my main station that I listen to on Pandora, the like base, like what all the songs are based off of, or where it started with, was Mumford & Sons, and then it has like Monsters and Men. I'm trying to think of some of the other bands in there. Radical Face, who's amazing, they're in there, like that type kind of. I listen to a lot of that. Anything popular, I'm really not that in. Like, I don't know. It's not that I dislike it because it's popular. It's just that there's nothing popular that I'm like, oh, that's really good. I'm like, wow. I'm old because I don't like anything new. Kyla said, I do not like watching fiction anymore. I love reality. I draw, watch, and think reality now. Skylar said, it was Billu English and Bruno Mars with Anderson. Pack were the highlights for me. Yeah, street worker, accurate. How old am I? I'm like, oh, Bruno Mars. That name sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you what he's saying. Like, I do remember his name. God, I'm old. I'm so out of the loop on the pop culture stuff. Sarah Bigstart said, on the topic of advertising on Facebook, I think that there are some people who friended me solely for the purpose and mainly for the purpose of advertising to me. Yeah, I had somebody who's actually a YouTuber who was making fairly well known. I think he was in Australia. He was making videos, and he contacted me. I won't do the name because people, I'm sure, would recognize it. But he friend requested me. I'm like, oh, cool, that, you know, another YouTuber, that's cool. Contacted me and tried to talk me into paying him, I think, $5,000 for him to fly here and do a video about me for his channel that's not as big as mine. Why would I do that? And you friend requested me to try to advertise, and I would try to be nice. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not really interested. And he was basically like, well, good luck trying to be successful on your own, was his... He was a jerk. Like, I was really not impressed. And I talked to somebody else who knew him, and he goes, he's not normally like that. I don't know what was up with that. But it was weird. It was really like, I mean, I can't pull it up because I lost my account. But, or currently did. So, yeah, that was years ago. So maybe that changed. But that was as far as somebody friend requesting you to advertise to you, that one was really weird. Like, you're contacting a YouTuber who you obviously know nothing about, because my channel is, at the time, was performing quite a bit better than his. And it's not like I'm saying it's competition. I'm just saying, why would I pay you $5,000 to do what I do myself? What? Why? You didn't do any research. You just friended me to advertise, and then was a jerk about the whole, like, he was a jerk with the comment about, well, good luck doing it on your own type thing was like, really, dude? Right back at you. Let's see. Carla said, my last show I enjoyed was Tim the Toolman Taylor. Oh my gosh, I remember that. Bob said, Billie English posted on Instagram and got 19 million likes for her selfie, whereas my art on Instagram barely gets over 30 likes. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. A lot of it is just building that following. So I get that, where, you know, you can have an amazing artist who is really bad at marketing, versus an artist who's not good at all, or by anyone's standards really, but they're so good at marketing that the worst one will get more attention, because, like, so much with social media is the marketing of it. It's just the nature of the beast, I guess. Rosa said, have you ever tried acrylic markers? I tried one today for the first time and I really liked it, but the marker didn't have any information about archivability. I've used them to, like, outline stuff. When I used to teach at that art party where people drank wine while I, like, walked them through a painting, we'd use that to border things or line things, and it looked cool. I mean, it gave a very unique look. I wouldn't use it on something that I wanted it to look like a finished painting. Like, it looks like a marker no matter what, or at least in my experience. Like, it wasn't something we really blended, although I guess you could blend them. So I don't personally really use them in my work to where I can give you much more information than that. Now, with this touch-up texture titanium white, do not add water to make it stay wet longer. Just clean it out, make a new batch. Once you add water, it is no longer going to be archival, which defeats the purpose. Oops, that just jumped. Let's see, Billie English is so emo. Her whole branding is angsty music. Yeah, the emo that I listened to were men. I didn't like women. And that's kind of true. Weird. No, there are some women who I listen to who I really like. I guess that's not true. But most of my favorite singers, I like the deeper voice of men, is just my personal taste. Before anyone yells at me, it's not like an anti-woman thing. It's just, that's the sound that I enjoy. There aren't that many women singers that I personally am familiar with. I really like the girl who sings of Monsters and Men. But I really don't know what I don't know her at all. Have you ever listened to symphonic music? It's opera and heavy metal. I've heard it before, not really my taste, but it's interesting. Like, I have respect for the skill it takes, but it's not my taste. I never really got into metal. Lori said, I agree, the dress and dancing at Grammys is way too risque, in my opinion, not classy at all. Mostly watch public television, good stuff. I don't really have much time for TV. I watch, like, I'll put a YouTube video on, like, podcasts and stuff and just listen to it while I'm working, or lately I've just been listening to Pandora. I was reading, but I had to stop for a bit because I kept having weird dreams. I have to get back to it, though. This is Nick's fault because he sent it to me. The Stand, Stephen King's, which is excellent so far, but, like, oh my God, do not listen to that before going to bed. I was really having some weird dreams. Also, my room being too hot because of the frogs will give weird dreams. If you didn't know that, fun fact, if you suffer from nightmares or night terrors or anything like that, my friend Kendra, what the hell happened? Yeah, Facebook. If you suffer from that sort of thing, drop the temperature in the room you're sleeping in. Like, I usually would have it at like 67 is comfortable for me. And my nightmares and night terrors, because I used to get night terrors really bad, and sleep paralysis was an issue for me, it stopped. But now that my room is hot again because the heat lamps on the frogs, I'm back to having issues with that again. So kind of interesting. If you do suffer from that, try dropping the temperature in the room you're sleeping in. Fem said, when you were playing violin, was it classical music? It was classical, and then when I played in bands, it was mostly kind of a folk sound. But yes, classical. Yeah, let me make sure. Did she screenshot? Nothing weird is happening other than... Right, yeah, Facebook's still down for me. Nope. Okay. I want it back so that I can then proceed to not use it by choice. D said, no TV here either. Not enough hours in the day for art and TV. Yeah, and I don't have time. I mean, that really is a thing. I used to put the TV on in the room that I was painting in. The advertisements, commercials, something about it makes my skin crawl. I cannot stand TV ads. I can't. I just, nope, it makes me go crazy. I can put a movie on in the back. I have a TV in the other room I need to bring in here. It's one in my husband's bedroom that he doesn't use. He said I can put it in the studio, so we need to hang it, and then I can put Harry Potter on. Like, I can have the noise from that, but the ads I can't do. First, our family said, hi Lisa, what type of books do you like to read? And this looks great, thank you. I mostly listen to fantasy fiction stuff. I don't want real life things. Like, I like the escape. So yeah, fantasy, supernatural, that sort of thing are the books that I like. Shelly said, how about a cappella groups like Pentatonix? I don't know if I've heard them, and I know I'm butchering that name, but some of the acapella stuff, it sounds beautiful, but it's not really something that I put on and listen to on my own. Sarah said, I got an email sent to my account promising to help me get to 100,000 subscribers if I followed their program. I went to the sender's channel and they had nothing. Yeah, funny how that works, huh? Yeah, spam. Fam said, there's another YouTuber who used to have night terrors and sleep paralysis. He recently started playing some video game, Minecraft, I don't know. He fell asleep playing the game. What? Yeah, mine was bad, but the temperature really made a difference. I read an article once about that and was like, I'll give it a try. And so I dropped the temperature, and sure enough, every time, I mean, as long as it was, the times I would forget to turn the air conditioner down, the nightmares would come back. So yeah, it was really interesting, the difference there. Like, that really made a noticeable difference. And I'm not saying it's going to be a solution for everybody, but heck, why not try it? Because those things aren't fun. I'll be right back. I need to rinse this brush, and then I've got a couple last touch-ups to do. Okay, as I hobble over. I've been sitting too long. I'm like, I'm too old. I can't straighten out. Let's see. Fem said, another guy sleeps with the game every day. Says it basically cured his sleep issues. Interesting. I was having a lot more sleep issues too when I stopped playing World of Warcraft for a while. And I suspected it was some kind of weird, this is just me being suspicious. Like, my nightmares were bad for a while. The night terrors and all that were really bad too. Like, I would wake up thinking something was standing over me. That was like really common. So I started, I stopped playing Warcraft and it had gotten really bad. I started playing again, not because of that, just I started playing. I'm like, how weird that most of those dreams stopped. And I wondered if it was that feeling of, like, when you play the game, you always win. I mean, with Warcraft, World of Warcraft, you always win. Even if you die, you go get back up and go come back and do it again until you win. And I wondered if that was doing some like subconscious thing of the bad stuff can't hurt me, I'm going to win, like it's fine. So I still wonder if that had anything to do with it, but I still would occasionally get the night terrors and stuff. And then once I dropped the temperature, I have not had a sleep paralysis episode in so long. In the night terrors, like I would wake up running out of the room freaked out. My mind was not there yet. Until I was in the other room. I'm like, why am I standing? Like, what just happened? So yeah, that kind of interesting. Daniela said, I purchased the complete Harry Potter collection last night for super cheap and felt like such a nerd. Funny you said it, that you'll watch it in the background. I love those. I like the first 5 or so, like up through the Goblet of Fire. Then it started getting a little bit more dark that I was like, okay, those ones aren't as much fun, but I love all of them are good. But like the ones that I watch again and again, just because I like the atmosphere, are those first, like all the way up through that one. Gail said, Swedish New Age harpist Andrea Bolin, I'm butchering that name, is perfect for artwork. Enya, oh, I love Enya. Oh my gosh, I love Enya. Is awesome too. Being a singer, I usually listen to instrumental because I can't help but to sing along. Shelley said, another group called cool group is Postmodern Jukebox. They sing a lot of 30s and 40s era, but with a modern flair. Oh, that's interesting. Saw them live, such an entertaining group. That sounds cool. Anne said, Lisa, I'm also getting watercolor pencils for my birthday coming up. And I do have mixed media paper. Would that be okay for watercolor pencils? I'm new to watercolor. Yeah, mixed media should work fine for you. You want thicker. The heavier weight is going to be more ideal for a water media. So as long as it's a heavier weight mixed media, you should be good. Okay. Let's see. Now, well, I'm thinking too, when we design, so next Friday, we're probably going to work, we'll head over to my office and be working on designing, like in Photoshop. You guys are going to help me pick stuff out. We're going to go over to Pixabay and Unsplash. We're going to pick out different things. So we're going to work together to design our next colored pencil collage. That is the plan for next week. Let's see, what did I need? We need to get some shadows on their little feet here. They're just, oh, that is not a very sharp pencil. Yes, please comment, like, share, especially now because, you know, the whole Facebook drama. Yeah. Have I tried Faber-Castell Gold Faber Aqua? I have not. Those are the ones I got to start with watercolor pencils. Would like to hear your tips for a beginner. I don't really know anything about those, so I'm not really going to be helpful there. JPC13 Art says, once again, I'm here watching this on my lunch break at work. Welcome. You're going to have to go hear what happened at Facebook at the beginning of this video. Also, if you're just tuning in, we're going to be wrapping this up in a minute. Definitely, if you want to know what's going on with me and with Facebook, head over there or watch the beginning of this video. I had a 20-minute rant, 30-minute rant telling you what happened. My friend Kendra, the one who got me on the Schmincke, she was like, this is insane. It's 1984. Yep. It is crazy that social media is able to control us in a way and control our businesses in the way that they can. That is concerning to me. And again, like I said, this has nothing to do with, because I know a lot of people were kind of turning this or assuming it was a political thing. Had nothing like this. In this case, in my case, I didn't have anything to do with that because I don't post stuff like that. I'm not involved in anything like that with Facebook. So they're not like affecting me because of that. So it's completely different. And definitely if you're just now tuning in, go back and watch the beginning of this because it is something we need to be aware of that these companies can do to us and do to our business for nothing. I didn't violate anything, and my account has been disabled. And it's their algorithm. I should get it back, but in the meantime, I can't access Facebook. I can't access my Facebook page, which is up. Can't post to it. Our art group, it's there. I can't use it. And my personal messages, gone. It is currently gone. So definitely check that. Is the collage with grace finished? Yeah, that one was the one we did before that. That one is done. Jason said, fun. Do I get to name anything in that collage? Absolutely. JVC13 said, saying I always miss the runs, but you can go back and watch it. It is there. And it's information that we just need to stop using Facebook as we need to do these platforms that just got a little too big for their own britches. They have too much control. And in this case, I mean, like with their businesses, no one sees our business posts. But apparently if I post about my video on my personal one, now I'm spamming people. What? And I don't even know for certain. You'll have to go back and watch that. I'm making the assumption because I got, yes. Andrea said, sorry, I'll catch the replay. Having an Instagram issue too. Can't see any of my uploads. Yeah, Instagram's down too right now. So that one had nothing to do with me. Bob said, imagine you only posted Facebook. I guess it goes to show you need other social medias and a website. Exactly. We cannot depend on these platforms for any, I mean, they can take it away from us in an instant, whether it's because we made them angry because of different views on whatever, but if we said the wrong word, if we, who knows? I mean, some of the stuff I've heard, and I don't know how much truth is behind some of it, but whatever. For any reason, it is their platform. They can do what they want. They can ban us. They can do whatever they want. And the way our laws are set up, they do not protect the consumer at all. We have no recourse. So Facebook, who's like, build your business on our platform, build your business on our platform. Now we want you to pay us extra to continue using, like, to let your content be seen elsewhere. So we need to make sure we are using other platforms. Don't, and I mentioned this before, don't buy into this. Like right now, I keep telling people to go to MeWe. MeWe had a massive, like, smear campaign against them saying that they were for extremists. They're not. MeWe was what we started using when Google Plus went down. That was our alternative to Facebook, and Google Plus canceled, shut that down, and MeWe was our alternative. It had nothing to do with politics. It had nothing to do with extreme. It was the alternative to Facebook at the time. And then Facebook's way, how do we crush them so our competition's down? We claim that it's for extremists. Well, that's an easy way to get people not to want to use it, isn't it? It's not true, but that's what they did. Are there extremists there? Yes. Are there extremists on Facebook? A hell of a lot more than there are on MeWe, just because there's a hell of a lot more users on Facebook. So that is just something we need to be aware of. Our content is being filtered like crazy on Facebook. Well, heck, they deleted my account altogether, but I think this for me, that's going to be that final straw of, the only thing you're really going to see me posting on Facebook moving forward is telling you when I posted something on MeWe or on my Facebook, or I mean, not my Facebook, on my personal website. Have your own personal website, any one of these. So I'm right now saying MeWe's going to be great. That's the one I'm using. That could change. It's not my platform. I don't have control over that. So have your own website, have your own email newsletter. This is so important with businesses to have more control and not have everything dependent on one single platform, and diversify the platforms that you're using. If you are still using Facebook, and most are going to, because that's where most of our friends and family are, still use MeWe, still use, I don't know, TikTok. Is that a thing? Are the kids these days still using it? But have other platforms that you're on where people can find you, because like me, I violated nothing. I stay out of politics. I stay out of drama on social media. Yet I still lost my account. So it wasn't even like, oh, you should have known not to post that. I didn't violate anything. Their algorithm caught it and was like, no, we decided that's spam. What? And the creepiest part was the facial recognition, making me do look up, look to the side, look to the left. Now, again, if I didn't already do videos where I essentially do that in every video, so they've got that information, I probably wouldn't have done it. I probably would. If I didn't have to use Facebook for business, I probably would have deleted it at that moment. But again, business, I have contacts there. I need to get back to my messages. So yeah, but I will not be, I'm not there. I'm removing my videos. I will never upload a live stream to Facebook again, ever. You done messed that up, Facebook. I mean, I was giving them content that they put ads on that I don't make money off of. They make money. Well, now you deleted my account and I can't trust you. Yeah, I'll get the account back. I have no doubt that I will. Like, it would be weird if I didn't, because I didn't violate anything. So once they do the review, it should get fixed. But you're hurting my business now, and you've been hurting my business for years, and it's getting worse, and no one sees my posts. No one sees my content on my business page. So I post on my personal one, which I have a lot of people follow me there. Oh no, we've decided that's spam. I'm guessing that's what happened. Anyway, have your content on your own website. Have your own email newsletter. Make sure that you are putting, if art is your business, if you are serious about that. Plus, here's the other thing. Let's say I want to buy a piece of art from somebody. If they don't have a website, I assume they're not very serious about their art, and therefore your artwork is probably not going to go up a crazy amount in value, because you're probably not serious enough about it. If I buy someone's art, I probably am buying hoping that it's more of an investment where that person is going to continue on with their artwork, and I'm going to be like, wow, I have that artist's work. You've got to have a website for many reasons, and we'll talk about that more when I build the website for Nick. So that is definitely going to be happening. And then MeWe's big on privacy. That's a big thing, whereas Facebook has violated privacy issues. Well, heck, their facial recognition thing they made me do to try to jump through hoops to get my account back, which I still don't have back. There are some privacy issues. There are some serious privacy issues that MeWe does not suffer from. Now, MeWe could change at any point, but as of right now, that's, yes. Let's see. Got a few more questions and we'll wrap this up. We will also need to sign this. And I've got a few things that I've got to go around before, like I'll eventually make, this is going to be one of our prints probably sometime this summer for Instagram, or not Instagram, for Patreon. So, or members, so subscribe star too. This one I've got to clean up. I don't know if you can see on the video, like some of my edges are a little fuzzy. I'm just going to go around the edges where they're not blended and burnished. So I'm pushing pretty hard and I'm going to smooth that out, get nice, crisp, clean edges. That's going to look far better in the print. And I will do that where my face is like this far from the paper so I can really see because I need new glasses. But that all needs to be cleaned up. Like you can see here, see how it's kind of fuzzy? I don't even care what color I use. I just want to make sure it's dark. It goes all the way up against the bird using the magenta or red violet here. Clean those edges. Make sure it's nice and clean. And in this case, burnishing is going to be better. Yeah, you can use OMS, but I think that the burnishing will look best. Let's see. Where are we? Daniela said, as an example for my previous question about pricing, if you were to sell this, what would you sell it for? Probably $500 or $600 for the one this size. It's all archival material, so yeah, that one would be likely $500 or $600. But I would do that even if I, like, let's say I had an elaborate background, I would charge the same. That's about what I use now. A lot of my 14s with an elaborate background, I think I'm closer to $950. So this one, you know, I didn't put as much because I didn't have to do the background. I would be less. And I'm just pulling a number off the top of my head. I'm not like doing the math of per square inch or anything like that right now. Thank you, Tim. Congrats on the 300,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Jason said, I just use Facebook to keep in contact with friends and family. That's what mine is. Well, that and letting you know where I posted on my real content elsewhere is what I will use it for. Someone said, I stopped using Facebook a long time ago. A lot of stalkers try to contact me and send me requests when I was 15. Oh, gosh. Also, I see false information and propaganda there so much. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And yes. We'll just say yes. Yeah, Taylor said that's what they've done to Parlor. Same thing now. The easy way to put down your competition is to claim that there's some evil entity that they aren't necessarily. Are there people on there that are bad? Yeah, sure. And there are people that are bad on Facebook. That's the funny thing. It's like you're acting like they're not on both locations. They're both places. Like that's... Yeah, but that's how they are able to put their competition down, is by making stuff up. And that's what they've done to MeWe. And it's so weird because MeWe is such a good platform and it's so it is not political at all, but they tried to make it sound like it was there for the purpose of people's politics, like all the far, this wing went this direction because no, well, you banned half of them because you didn't like that they shared something. But besides that, that's not what MeWe's ever been. MeWe's just free for everybody to use. It has nothing to, it's not, do people post political stuff there? Yeah. But honestly, I see a heck of a lot more of that posted on Facebook. So I don't, like, it's not a fair thing for them to be saying that it's happening on MeWe and not on their own platform. I mean, people are going to post political crap on both locations. You just have the freedom for that. But if somebody is posting a lot of political crap I don't want to see, I just unfollow them. It's easy. Like, anyway, yes. But Facebook is doing a lot of Facebook's doing a lot to try to make up revenue. Nick said it's probably stemming from the loss of revenue Facebook is experiencing, resulting from Apple's operating system blocking Facebook user info sharing. Yeah, Facebook's in a lot of trouble. Facebook's done a lot of things that made themselves. It's funny because Facebook likes to do the whole MeWe's for extremists, for this and that. Let's not even talk about issues with users. Like, you may have extremists because they're, like I said, they're on both platforms. Let's talk about what you yourselves have done, Facebook, because there are some serious violations of privacy. There are some serious issues that Facebook's done that MeWe has not. You don't want to talk about those, though, do you? No. You just want to try to make another platform that's your competitor who's far superior than you. You want to make them look bad so you keep the user base. And I mean, I get it. It's a business move. It's manipulative. But I get where they're coming from. It's just, I wish people would be a bit more, like the users would be more discerning and realizing that's what happens, and don't just take Facebook for their word for face value, because they've been lying to us about a whole lot of stuff for a very long time. Things like, well, we're not going to share people feel too overwhelmed or like they're spammed if we share they followed your page. We don't want to actually share your content with too many of them because they'll feel overwhelmed or spammy. But we're going to put an ad every 4 posts. wait, I thought your goal was to have Facebook feel more organic and more about the family, you know, your personal contacts and not about the pages. Except every 4 posts is a paid ad. And the only way my stuff gets seen by people who chose to follow me is if I do a paid ad. Facebook's been shady for a very long time, and now that they're the way their algorithm, and again, I don't think this is anything personal. I didn't do anything that violated their terms of service, but their algorithm is set up in a way that they're just deleting an account that did nothing wrong, and they do this in our art group all the time. I mentioned this earlier if you weren't here for it. They got rid of posts. People posted like a painting or a drawing of cookies, and Facebook's like, oh, violated our terms of service. We deleted the post. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything. We did it. But there's no recourse for us to say you were wrong. That didn't violate anything. It was cookies. Are you freaking kidding me? I have said that word too much. My dog. Okay, good. They're ignoring me. I forgot that's the word that they think they're getting a treat. I'm kind of surprised they're not up here on my face because I said it so much. But that is, you know, those dogs are passed out when they didn't jump up when they heard that. But yeah, it's they're playing dirty. Let's see. Andrea said, please, can I join your MeWe art group? Even though I don't have anything of my own account. Absolutely. I don't think, or let's see. Don't want you to think I'm spamming. Yeah, join. Send in the request. Just make sure you answer. I think, wait, our MeWe one, do you have to answer questions to join MeWe? I know Facebook does. I'm not sure on MeWe. Let's see. Fen said, I always laugh when Facebook says banning someone to protect user privacy. Look at what Facebook is doing with privacy violations. Yep. Same with Google, who initially had a motto of do no harm. They're just as bad as Facebook. Yeah, do I use Netflix? I do. I am a fan of, well, I watched everything I wanted to on Netflix. I actually don't watch it that often. Here, frequently asked question. Did I already say, yeah, I got that one. Okay, that actually, I will have to email her now. Let's see. I don't know, but I clearly remember Facebook targeting not ads, but posts based on my race, gender, and religion. I wasn't comfortable with that platform. Wow. That is a little bit invasive. Well, it's kind of like us too. Part of me likes targeted ads in that they knew that I wanted to buy some gluten-free stroopwafels. I appreciate that because I'm addicted to those now. That was from a Facebook ad I wouldn't have thought to look for. So sometimes I'm okay with it, but sometimes I'm like, wow, you know a little too much about me right now, don't you? Let's see. Daniela said, what kind of dog beds are those? I love the polka dots. They're actually little cotton balls. They're not really polka dots. They're supposed to be little like poofs of cotton. Like cotton, it's got like the little flowery end on them. They came from Hollywood Feed. I think you can order them online. I don't know. It's like a pet store, a feed store. It's a smaller one. It just has stuff for cats and dogs. Like it doesn't have birds and reptiles and everything else. But they're a really cool store. Hollywood Feed is where they came from. And I'm not sure. It's like a big round donut bed. I'm not sure which one it is. But it's one that they make themselves. They're made here in the U.S. Those things are made well. Let me tell you. Because I have multiple dog beds. They don't last as long as these. These ones, I have to, actually, they're getting pretty dirty. I need to go ahead and take the covers off. But you can unzip them and all the insides come out so you can throw it in the washer and wash the cover. So they were more expensive. I want to say I paid like $150 per bed, but they've lasted. Like Gibson will drag that bed around. One of them, he'll just drag all over the place and attack it. And because he's weird, they'll dig in it. They've been using these ones for a year. And besides just being kind of stained from like dragging dirt inside, they're in perfect condition. So expensive, really high quality. Like I even at one point when we first got Wade, he peed on his, thanks Wade. But I was able to wash the insides too. I took everything out and that went in the washer and it washed up really. Like they are some of the best made beds I have ever purchased. Skylar said, I'm just now seeing the camera of the dogs. How long has that been in the feed? It's been here the whole time. They're just passed out. Gibson, lift your head. Wade. Gibson, nothing. This is your tip. This is what owning a greyhound is like. Nothing. Boys, maybe if I move the cart. Nothing. Gibson. Wade, come here. Oh, look, they're alive. Oh, big stretch. And back down. That is what living with a greyhound is like. Okay, anyway. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for listening to my Facebook rant. I'll probably end up making a dedicated video because I do think artists need to be aware. Don't depend on Facebook. Don't depend on Instagram. Don't depend on MeWe. None of these things can be your sole, like, this is how my business is wrapped around. Can you imagine if my business right now was wrapped around Facebook and I just lost it? all of it, it's gone. I cannot access any of it. I should get it back. Should. I don't know. There's no one for me to talk to. There is nothing I can do besides their creepy as hell facial recognition thing to prove I'm a real what? So, yeah, there are, or I can send them a photograph of my ID. Are you effing kidding me right now? Facebook, you really need a copy. Are you insane? So anyway, yeah, this is not how we want to be, we don't want to be so dependent on these social media platforms. We need to use multiples. Don't just put everything in one basket. I mean, even me, I'm concerned that I've got too many in the Patreon and the YouTube basket. So I do have Rumble going. I don't know how successful that platform will be. It seems okay, not as intuitive as YouTube, but maybe we'll see. Like I said, you have your own website, have your own email list. You cannot depend on these companies not to randomly decide that their algorithm is, and I think this is a screw up of their algorithm or whatever, but to decide, we're just going to delete it and not give you, we may or may not give it back to you, I don't know. So keep that in mind. Yeah, exactly. Nick said you should just give Facebook your social security number and date of birth as well. Well, they've got the date of birth, and given their algorithms, I'm sure they could figure out. I wouldn't put it past them to have had keyloggers to figure that stuff out at one point. But anyway, yeah. If you missed the rant and what happened with Facebook, this video is about to wrap up. Go back and watch the beginning of it because that's the first thing we started with, went right into that. So yes, thank you for joining. Next Friday, we're going to be designing our next piece together. You guys get to help me choose what elements we want to add. So that will be something we decide on everything together. And then, which will also help for those of you who are like, how do you come up with weird, surreal stuff? This is how we'll be doing it together. We are also going to, let's see, for Wednesday, Wednesday we're going to be finishing up the Red-Eyed Tree Frog, the sculpture I did. We're going to be painting that. I may do a quick sculpture of during this week if I get a chance of Zombie Snail, so we have 2 to paint because I don't think it's going to take long to paint him. And yeah, that is it. I will see you guys Tuesday for whatever edited video I have, and then again Wednesday is the live stream. So I'll see you then. Make sure you sign up for my email newsletter because obviously we can't depend on Facebook, and sign up for me. Link is in the video description. I'll see you guys later.